It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. I'm Andrew Schultz, and I'm here with a traitor. I'm here with one traitor, okay? Another good friend and ally, and then a traitor over here. Kaz can't even be excited about America on Independence Day.
Y'all motherfuckers, man.
Crazy.
Listen, this reeks of fucking privilege, all right?
I want that same energy kept at that WWE set.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
what I want that.
Oh,
shit.
absolutely.
When John Cena comes out, I want that same energy. You're going to be getting high fives and grabbing wristbands. Can I take your wristband? I can't see your face. Anyway, look, I'm here with Akaash Singh. I'm here with Kaz, okay? Yep. Some of y'all might know these gentlemen from the Flagrant 2 podcast, Asshole Army. Keep it tight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Salute. Mm-hmm. Now, for those of you who don't know, you should definitely check out Flagrant 2, our podcast. It some might say it's a sports podcast. I would say it's a flagrancy podcast. It's got a little bit of sports in it. But we do it every single week. Now, you guys have definitely heard these guys on the Brilliant Idiots podcast before. We recorded a Flagrant 2 podcast this week on Sunday. Yeah. Right?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
A lot of things happened since then.
Unbeknownst to us that Monday, NBA free agency would explode.
Mm-hmm.
Now, NBA free agency explodes.
We got a lot of shit.
We got a lot of shit because we put our podcast out on Tuesday. Yeah. Okay? Kaz had a good idea. He goes, call that podcast Side A. Mm-hmm. And then come Friday, we'll drop a Side B. And I said, I'm going to do it one better. I'm going to have you guys here on Brilliant Idiots, and we're going to do Side B on Brilliant Idiots because we have to discuss the big things that are happening right now.
Shouts to the dude on Twitter with the Side A, Side B idea.
Yeah, I thought that was your idea.
Oh, no, I totally stole it. I'm like, yes, I'm stealing this idea from you.
So when America steals, it's bad. But when you steal, it's okay.
Absolutely.
I see how it is, Kaz. I see how things are.
This is how it is. This is how it is today, Andrew. We're not doing this shit today, all right?
No, it's not. So white bitch.
I must say this apple pie is slamming, though.
Crown thy God with brotherhood. Listen, this is our first introduction. This is our third introduction. Yeah. The first introduction was kind of lit, and then it got real serious and whatever, and it was just the wrong energy to start for July 4th on such a fun day. But it was hot for a second. We might have to even look back into it.
Listen, it was great, all right? It was fucking great.
It was great.
It was fantastic.
It was okay. Anyway.
Alt-right Andy over here trying to censor me like a real American.
Isn't that fucked up when you care about America and you love America, they turn into alt-right?
Trying to censor me.
That's some fucked up shit right there, yo. You see?
I gotta be honest.
That's why you can't be patriotic no more. They turned it into a hood.
Bad supporting any alt-right Andy statement, but for you to say, isn't that bad? You just love America. They try to fuck with you. That's what they say.
Thank you.
I don't ever want to support because I know you.
That's as alt-right as it gets, bro.
Yo, America is unraveling because of y'all. It's really unraveling because of y'all.
You know, shit sounding a little
all of our parents are immigrants, came here for a better life, and it worked out. And then we're just sitting here whining about how hard it is.
Why are you saying they?
I didn't want.
You were supportive.
What was a whine? It wasn't whining.
I'm just saying, if you're the kid
this was not whining.
You can leave.
This is
and you ain't gonna.
Facts.
Ooh.
If you're a kid of an immigrant and if you say America could be better, it is a great country.
That's all I said.
That's fine. But the whole fuck America, it's a piece of shit country. You not leaving.
I never said that.
I never said you not you.
It might be a
piece
piece of shit.
People,
First of all, it's not a piece of shit. It's the best country in the world. But it's also the best option. It is the best option. Can we make it better? Sure.
And then
but a little acknowledgement that we're doing it better than everybody else. We are the Golden State Warriors of countries. It's undeniable.
Well, the countries like
we got a shitty head coach right now.
Listen. All right, we got a shitty head coach. You know what I mean? Listen, but as we know in the NBA, head coaches don't mean shit. Okay? It's the people that matter.
We just roll the ball out. Just roll the ball out, man.
Elon Musk is boogie. He just rolled up like, yo, I'm going to fix this whole shit. Don't even worry about oil.
I don't trip. I got this. Like, we didn't even need an extra center, but fuck it. We'll take it.
Look, basically, point is there's nothing wrong. Matter of fact, I think it's great to love the country that you're from. You love Nigeria.
Love it.
Now, which is better, America or Nigeria as a country?
I'm not going to do that.
In terms of treating people.
I'm not going to do that.
Keep the same energy, fam. In terms of how the people are treated.
You're trying to get him murdered. America does not have.
Keep the same energy, my G.
Because Nigeria has things that America does not have.
America doesn't have. Pool table scams.
Wow.
All I'm saying is
a lot of princes selling things on Craigslist.
Everybody got this shit where they go, oh, America's so shitty. And then you go, let's talk about the country where you're from. They go, oh, no, they could never have done anything wrong. Nothing wrong has ever happened in my place.
Nigeria is fucked up, absolutely. But at the same time, there's definitely places there, especially for a person like me, that would get to enjoy the type of things that you guys would characterize as white privilege here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was in Nigeria,
characterize things as white privilege.
No. I mean, like, if I lived in Nigeria, this is getting heavy again. But anyway, like,
can I say white privilege? I pity white people so much. Having to be white sounds like the worst shit ever to me.
That's awful.
What? Yeah, I bet.
That's awful.
I fucking bet.
Awful.
I'm not talking about being like in society. I'm just talking about like having that skin and aging like that.
Oh,
it's
like
just fucking like I don't want any part of it.
Oh yeah, the physicality of being white is trash.
Yeah, I mean it's horrendous. So let them get it in line first, whatever the fuck it is they do. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh gosh, that's all right. They'll just raise interest rates.
I know we got to worry about sunburn. We do. It's a tough thing.
It's a balance.
Oh wow,
it's a tough thing, guys. Sunburn is a rough one. It's a rough one.
Here it comes.
I know it's coming.
It's a rough one. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it, but it's a rough one.
You don't have to say it. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of white privilege. You can just be like, oh well, you know,
sunburn is some fucked up shit, bro.
You know, I don't like as a minority people trying to make me believe in white people.
You know what? I just hit me.
I'm better than them. Why are y'all fucking with me and being like, no, you don't know how hard you have? I don't have it hard.
It's not hard. It's
Black people, I get how you say you have it hard. Indians, there's this idea that you're disadvantaged. No. Yeah. Especially Hindus.
I love that.
We got it fine.
I love that principle in general. I think if you have like a victor mentality, you'll be victorious. And if you have a victim mentality, you'll be a victim. So in general. But I know I'm a white male, so nothing I say matters.
Yep.
But
I'm just kidding.
No. That is the theory that some people have. I don't really share that theory. I think privilege can come in many different shapes or forms. But that being said, if you have a victim mentality, people, you're just giving them a one leg up on you. I mean, we come from a sports podcast. We would never tell people. My buddy said this beautifully. We were talking the other day. My buddy Jamil. We were talking about it. I go, we would never support victimhood in sports, right? We would never tell a young kid. Because
sports are fair.
Who said, just wait for it. He would never tell a young kid.
Fair.
You're
6'4".
Yeah, exactly.
Sports are fair. I'm 5'7".
You hear this guy?
6'4".
Sports are fair.
So you weren't born with certain advantages over Akaash.
It doesn't matter.
Akaash has asthma.
It doesn't matter. You roll
asthma,
the ball out.
I'm skinny fat.
You don't have to. You don't have to play the game. You don't have to play the game. You could do something else. If you're in the game, the fairness doesn't matter if you're black, white,
you don't have
skinny,
any
fat, whatever. It's all about putting the ball in the hoop.
You don't have any advantage in the game.
That's a God-given advantage. That's an advantage you work towards. It's not like,
being born.
It's not like, okay, you're up by 10 points, so we're gonna raise this hoop like 12 more feet.
So being born into a rich family is not a God-given privilege?
Being born into a rich family?
You're born into a rich family.
Okay.
You just happen to be born and your parents are billionaires.
Yeah.
That's just like being 6'4" on a basketball hoop compared to being 5'6".
I guess, yeah.
So it's the same thing.
People aren't going to hear. People are going to hear what you said and just shit all over.
Not the same thing at all.
I agree with you though. I see
what I'm saying is on a basketball court, there are people with advantages, right? Like there's a reason why there are X amount of 7-footers in the world and 90% of them have played in the NBA.
Okay.
Why is that? That's just happenstance?
So what's the metaphor you're trying to put? So you're trying to say like 7-foot dudes are similar to white people in America? They just have advantages on the court?
No, I don't think. I don't look at just white skin because we know that there are more white people in welfare than any other race in America, right? So it's like
understood. Just because there's more white people in America.
Well, yes, that's something that a lot of people forget.
Exactly. It's like just by the numbers game. Yeah, of course
exactly.
It's gonna be white people.
Yeah, of course. 70%, right? So it's like you're going to see a lot of those things. So when you also see more white people on TV, it's because there's
more white people in America.
Ta-da! Yeah. Okay, so same things go accordingly, right? But when it comes to sports, it's a perfect example of yes, there are certain people that will have advantages of you. A 7-footer will have an advantage over you in basketball, and just like you will have an advantage over Akaash in basketball, right?
Yeah.
It's a natural born advantage that you have. Okay. You didn't work for it. Okay. He didn't work for it.
Exactly.
He just happens to be short. You happen to be tall.
You're explaining this is privilege.
You were disagreeing with me when I said this before. You were like, basketball's totally fair. You just put the ball in the hoop.
No, I mean like it's fair in the sense as when you get on the court, the only thing that matters is it doesn't matter if you're black, doesn't matter if you're white, doesn't matter if you're skinny, doesn't matter if you're fat. Only thing matters is can you hoop?
Yeah, like and you have a better chance of hooping because you're 6. What are you?
6'3".
6'3", and Akaash is 5'7".
If I'm playing with Akaash, right? I'm not gonna not pass him the ball because he's Indian.
Yes, you are. What the fuck you
If the
talking
motherfucker can shoot, I'm gonna get it to him and he can shoot. Like, I'm not
I
gonna
got
be
an
like,
Indian friend.
I'm good.
I got an Indian friend. The wettest jumper you may have ever seen in your life. The guy looks like he can't play for shit. You know how hard he has to work to prove he can play?
What?
And every time he makes a three, every black person he plays with loses his fucking mind. They start calling him Kumar or some other fucking ridiculous nickname.
Yeah.
you do got to work extra hard.
It does.
So you have to work hard when you come from a disadvantaged situation, regardless of whatever it is. Some people come from poverty. Some people are missing a limb. Some people have all these different things that we could possibly. Some people have asthma, right? But we admit that on a basketball court, having size is an advantage. There's a reason there's not a lot of 5'7" guys in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right, and there's a reason there's a lot of 6'9" guys because size is a privilege for basketball. Right, we all agree. Right, okay.
Because the point of the game is putting the ball in the hoop, and if you're tall enough, it helps out.
It helps out, right? Okay, boom. So I was saying to my buddy, and I was like, yeah, but even with that being said, if I had a kid who was 5'7", I would never let him make an excuse. I'd say you got to work harder.
Yeah.
You got to do everything you got to do
Yeah.
to make sure that you can get that ball in the hoop regardless of what you got.
Yeah,
and
this is what it's like raising black people.
Sure. Or raising someone who comes from extreme poverty, like a white guy who comes from extreme poverty, because there's many different types of privilege, right? Like,
Absolutely.
And one privilege could be wealth, another privilege could, like Jaden Smith Will didn't have to go to his son and go, "You're black, so it's going to be different for you." You know what I mean?
Black and rich. That's different.
Well, that's all I'm saying. Like you could be black and rich, and then it could offset something, et cetera, right? So. But I was talking to my boy Jamil about this, and I was like, so why don't we say that to people about life? Like, why don't we just go, you just got to put whatever you got to put into it to find a way to succeed no matter what, just like on a basketball court. And he goes, because some people don't have a basketball court, meaning the school system isn't even on the same playing field. Like some people aren't even the same. And I thought that was the best argument for why you can't.
And I've been to both.
I've
been to black schools and white schools.
Sure.
Like,
But and I'm not even talking about like black-white school thing. I'm just talking about specifically like that. We want to make the sports analogy for life, right? Because it's so pure, it's so beautiful. Like you said, it's hoop, ball, right? But the reality of the matter is some people don't even have the hoop and the ball, right? And that's just the reality. So if we want a level playing field, we got to at least create the bare minimum hoop ball and then go, hey, you're 5'7", too bad, figure it out. Find a way to get in.
Yeah. And not say it's not impossible. It's just, it's just harder to do.
Some people, you got to work harder.
You got Nate Robinsons of the world that make it work somehow, but
those people got to work harder. Some people don't have. That's why 7-footers a lot of times suck.
A lot of times
they didn't have to work that hard, right?
Yeah.
Like it's real. Like that's why hot chicks have boring personalities, right? They never had to be.
They don't have to be interesting.
Yeah, these fat bitches are interesting, bro. They got funny shit to say all the time. They can cook.
Listen, I can talk to a fat girl all day long,
bro. It's amazing. Nails are always there. You ever seen a fat chick with chipped nails?
Never,
son. I've seen these pretty girls with flesh-colored toenails just fucking see right through the nail, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
You gotta accentuate the positives, man.
Dude,
right? It's all the good angles on selfies, and chest up stuff.
That's it, looking like Ursula.
Just like
Ursula, okay from the neck up. Anyway, so here we are, in an incredible time in the NBA, where LeBron James, the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball, the GOAT. Some of you might disagree.
Nah, I do not, and this is why I love this move. But let's continue.
Okay, now I just want to say it has been a great pleasure for a lot of the people who have listened to Flagrant 2 podcast to hear our take on Tuesday after LeBron won, because we were shitting all over the Lakers. I think Kaz even had his point. His point was like, "What are you going to do now? Kawhi's not coming. LeBron's definitely not coming. Who are you going to sign? Rudy Gay?" 24 hours later, LeBron signed.
I would like to take this time and opportunity.
6 hours later, LeBron
It was that day.
It was that day.
It was that day.
It was like 5 p.m.
I'd like to take this time.
And I'll tell you what, as soon as while we were recording, I got caught up in what you were saying. I was like, yeah, fuck, they might not get him. This is great. Nobody's going there. Because I hate Lakers fans.
Yeah.
I lived in LA for a couple years.
God, they're fucking insufferable.
Knicks fans are obnoxious, but at least they know ball.
No, you're
Lakers fans don't know shit.
You're right.
It's like everything in Hollywood. It's trendy.
Yeah,
so it's like, if the Lakers are good,
it's
Kobe
all of
jerseys
Hollywood.
everywhere.
There's no substance to any of it. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
so I was so fucking excited to watch them get nothing. And then I got a real weird vibe right before I remembered when LeBron went to Miami.
This fucking asshole. Man.
Let's go Lakers!
I hate
Let's go Lakers!
Fuck, I hate it.
Showtime, baby, let's go.
I hate
And you know what's funny is Lakers fans can't even be like, no, don't come over here now, because they just got there.
Y'all just got there. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, listen, let's go. We're Showtime all day, baby. Come on. Let's go.
Y'all full
Hey.
of shit, especially
Listen,
you.
I got
Especially
to my nigga shit. What's up?
Get some shit in your hair.
My hair's fucked up. Okay.
So
leave that
I'll just
on
leave
like
it there.
that.
Just leave it just like that.
I got my Dewey.
But
I like that.
Hey, listen.
you
all
look
I'm trying to say
you
is-
look like Woody Harrelson in White Man Can't Jump. Straight up.
I'm about to say that's definitely the look you were going for.
You know where that movie's filmed?
LA.
Los Angeles, baby. Let's go. Showtime, Lakers.
But here's what I realized. I remember when LeBron went to Miami, there was like a day where people were like, oh, Dwayne Wade is 50-50 about going to Chicago versus going to Miami. And then when that was when the LeBron rumor leaked about meeting with Philly, and I was like, oh, fuck, this is probably just that same goddamn smokescreen. This guy been knowing he wants to go
He
to
knows
LA.
he's so good at it, man. And I feel stupid for even falling for the trap. Like it's always been LA.
It's like a hot bitch who always led you on, texted you once, and you get real excited.
Yeah.
And then she texted you 2 or 3 more times every 6 months, and you get excited every time. That's what I
and
feel
you still get hype, man. Like it's one of those things where it's like it was such a rumor for so long.
Just those bitches.
It's one of those things where it was a rumor for so long that people just kind of started getting like comfortable with it, and it was we just always knew LA was the spot that it kind of started gave you time to really be like, okay,
I
maybe it
just
doesn't go to
don't
LA,
get it.
maybe it's Philly, maybe it's maybe it comes back to Cleveland, but like it was always Los Angeles.
He's been knowing. But
Guys,
always
as a
Los
Laker
Angeles,
fan,
man.
I just have to say, I am incredibly excited for
As a
LeBron
long-suffering
to be
Laker fan,
long-suffering Laker fan. No, I'm vocally and confidently a part of, maybe the captain of the Laker bandwagon club, and I'm only there because LeBron is there, and
As
I'm
you should.
totally fine with that. I'm totally comfortable with it, but I'm 100% on board with it. I am a Laker fan now. As long as
why do
LeBron
you
is
think
there,
it's
I'm a
a good
Laker fan.
move?
What?
Going to LA. Basketball wise, why is this a good move? Basketball wise and media building empire wise, I would rather he go to New York.
Okay,
I
he's
think
going to
I
LA.
think basketball wise, I think they have a lot of really young and intriguing pieces. over
What the
there.
fuck is an intriguing piece?
Kyle Kuzma's really good.
He's intriguing.
Granted,
What does that mean?
Okay.
He averaged 19 as a rookie.
Here's the
He led the Lakers in scoring as a rookie.
Let's look at what he did, right? Let's look at what he did. He went and he signed a 4-year deal.
No trade clause.
Right. Well, he's not eligible for the no trade.
Okay.
Right. So he signs a 4-year deal. He could have went and signed for 2 years and then got the supermax after that if he wanted. Right. But he goes and signs a 4-year deal. Now his son is about to go into high school.
About to go in 8th grade.
Right. So one more year,
Then
then
high
high
school.
school. Right. And I think what this is about, to be honest, is like being in the same place while his kid is in high school.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a family move. He took less money because he should have signed for 2 and then done Supermax after that. And LeBron has never really been about the money when you think about it. He took less money.
He's not missing no meals.
No, he's not missing meals, but like, for example, like Chris Paul ain't missing meals.
Yeah.
But he took the max, right?
Yeah.
So it's like LeBron took less money in Miami. He did the, 1-2 year deals in Cleveland, and now he's doing this 4-year deal for less than what he could do if he just signs 2. I think the decision, like he said, is genuinely about the family.
I think so.
I truly believe
I
that's
keep
what it's
hearing
about.
that. I keep hearing that. But if he had gone to Philly, you know who else went to high school in Philly? Kobe. His career turned out fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then a lot of other people went to high school in Philly and nothing happened to them.
Sure, that's always the case.
Most of
but
Philly.
I mean, at the same time, I like the point that you made about his kids. It's different raising children under that type of spotlight, and
So you're gonna take
In
your daughter to
addition-
school with fucking Kanye West's daughter?
yeah, you do. Like you gotta
imagine that turns out
put them
okay.
in that type of situation where it's
They're
like
already in that environment. They might as well be with other people who understand it. I kind of get it.
they
It's
would
like,
get that attention already if LeBron wasn't his dad. You know, what I mean, these are highly
What
touted.
is he supposed to do? Go to school with kids in Cleveland?
Yeah,
I would
millionaires,
have
just
accepted
regular
New York
millionaires?
before this because at least he's got Chris Stapps. And I don't. And you
Yeah.
guys know I don't give a fuck about New York.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
at least there you got a bona fide.
They play for a
star.
year, nothing happens, and then Kawhi comes here after. I think that's what
Yeah,
it is. I
that's-
think they
that's
just
what I
waited.
think
That's
the
the
move
idea.
is.
And if
I think
Kawhi
they wait.
doesn't come,
even then,
Kawhi's
man,
coming.
even without
that's what we said about Paul George, though. This
True.
could be
Paul
different.
don't want it. I don't think Paul want that pressure.
Well, he said something really interesting. Well,
Paul George?
Steve Smith said something really interesting today. I forgot or Jim Jackson, my fault. I forgot what show he was on. I think it was something on Fox. But he said something along the lines of, not speaking
America's
for
great.
PG. Yeah, America's fantastic.
beautiful. It's an amazing place.
Not speaking
God
on
bless
behalf
America.
of PG, but he said, if he goes to LA and they put a chink in the armor against the Warriors, who gets all the credit? LeBron James, right? If he stays in Oklahoma City and does whatever he does, Paul George would get a lot more credit. He doesn't want to get Kyrie. Is basically what I was.
But he is Kyrie if he's in OKC.
He's Kyrie regardless, and that's what kind of made it weird. Because I'm like, dog, like win or lose, like if they do great, Westbrook gets all the credit. If they do shitty, Westbrook gets all the blame.
Yeah, you're Pippen, and that's fine. If you want to be Pippen, you can be Pippen, and maybe he wants to just do it in a smaller market.
Well, he's best served as a Pippen.
He's best served as Pippen. But then if you want to be Pippen, get a Jordan.
Listen,
Russ ain't your Jordan.
Westbrook ain't no slouch, but at the same time,
I think we need to talk real quickly. Just touch on the fact that Akaash's girlfriend bit his arm so hard during sex.
Okay,
so hard during sex.
None of this is real. This is all speculation.
There is a bruise on his arm, dude.
I could have easily gotten in a fight. I could have easily gotten in a fight.
You do fight. Remember you fought that dude? Remember we fought that guy?
Oh, Andrew and I did beat up a drunk dude.
We did beat up
nice.
Dude. Yeah, that's right. That's America.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, come talking shit. You get
why you flexing on me? I like America too. God damn it!
He beat up a drunk
dude.
dude.
You refused to drink the Budweiser. You did refuse to drink it.
This guy threw up all over himself, and then Andrew and I beat his ass.
Yo, he already had a shitty night, and we were like, "Oh, you thought it was going to get better? No!" Akaash duffed him right in his grill.
Oh god!
Wait, you dropped
Fighting
him.
a drunk dude was like the quickest.
Andrew, we were trying to. He fell. He was throwing up on himself.
Yeah.
And he like fell on the ground, and we wanted to turn him over at the very least. He had vomit all over.
Oh yeah,
himself,
we didn't want him
so
choking his vomit
on his own vomit.
Yeah.
So we're trying to move him, and then he starts like. I mean, now granted, he got vomit on him, so we're like kicking him with our feet, trying to move him over.
Yeah. I didn't.
And then he like gets up, and then I don't know if he's like kicking at Andrew or something like that, and I'm like, oh shit, it's going down. Andrew's had my back before. I don't do. Stuck him
right in his fucking face, dude.
And then the guy got up, and then he came at Andrew, I guess, because I'm too little to fight. And then Andrew hit him, and then he dropped.
I only punched him because I felt guilty. You only punching him. You know what I mean? Like, I swear to God, like he didn't need to get punched again, but I would have felt real bad if my boy punched the guy and then I didn't punch him.
Andrew dropped him though, clean
I did
in the chin, bang. And this is how I knew.
Straight right. This little pussy ass cuck. That motherfucker dropped like a sack of potatoes. Where you from, Idaho? Because you got dropped.
You'll never feel like the Matrix until
I twisted into that shit.
Oh,
he dropped him, and I remember we were going to the store for like pineapples or some shit. Andrew dropped him wearing fucking slides.
Oh yeah, I had the Adidas on, but the ones that have the little things that poke in the bottom of your feet.
Oh,
you know those? And I busted a couple of those off the way I twisted. I knew a couple popped right off. But we dropped his ass.
I knew we weren't at fault though, because some guy walked across
his
the
boy.
street. And then he came over to us and he goes, "Yo, are y'all okay?"
No, that was his boy.
Oh, that was his boy.
Yo, his boy was. Yo, thank God we didn't get dropped from behind.
Yeah,
his boy was mad pussy. He looked like Landry from Friday Night Lights, and you know Landry, right? That motherfucking pussy ass. So, and he came right upon after we dropped his boy. He was like, "Yo, is everything cool here?" And it's like, "No, your boy got dropped."
Like, why are you asking me if we're cool?
Get him out the street. He's throwing up. Like,
help him out, goddamn.
Because you almost got the drop.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody was getting a drop. Get the strap.
Get the strap.
Yo, we were reckless back in the day.
I literally just didn't want to be. I didn't want you to get in a fight, and I'm just sitting there. So it's like I got to punch him. I guess.
Akash busted off real quick. Like we should have had a convo in the future about how fast. You know what I mean? Like, so we didn't even like. There was no pushing or nothing. Like my man came up to me. He could have been saying, "Excuse me, can you help me?" I feel like no. Akash what happened.
Like, yo, I think this guy has some anger issues.
For real. It was like you were fighting over Kashmir.
I didn't know.
Did you say Kashmir's not India's?
I did imagine a Pakistani as I hit him in the face. Jai Hind!
Pakistani hai. What is it?
Gali gali mein shor hai, Pakistan chor hai.
I don't know what that
That's
means.
a cricket
It
chant.
sounded awesome.
That's
It's a cricket chant.
Okay.
And Akaash has said it on the show before, but this is Brilliant Idiots, so we want to make sure you're aware of it. Akaash was watching the final in cricket between India and
Pakistan. India and Sri Lanka.
It was
Final
India and
World
Sri
Cup
Lanka.
cricket.
Okay.
And
there's
they
a
were
cheer going on in the crowd.
and they're chanting that Gali gali mein shor hai, Pakistan chor hai, which is I don't even understand how this applies, but it means there's noise in the alley. Pakistanis are thieves. Yeah.
So imagine the Lakers are playing the Celtics, and then people in the stands are just going, "Fuck the Clippers."
It's like, all right, thanks, I guess. Fucking Lou Williams looking up like, all right, I don't know why this.
I'll do what I can.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Okay, so you're having sex. and then the bite comes onto the arm.
No, man, this is not even that.
That has nothing to do with
Were
it.
you giving it a chew though?
She wouldn't get chewed out?
She was getting chewed out.
She wouldn't get
No.
a
We
chew?
need more chew though.
Yo,
I need more
I only
chew.
got
Blue chew, holler at us.
one fucking bag of chew.
Bro, I got 1.5.
1.5.
1.5 left.
Oh, God.
So I got 3 chews left.
Listen, enjoy that shit, man. The
My
chew
dick game
works
is trash,
too good.
guys.
I don't think your dick game is trash. If she's biting the arm, bro.
What? This is all speculation. This ain't even
Okay,
real.
hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically,
This
my
is
dick
completely
probably
hypothetical.
wouldn't be trash.
Okay, if
But
I,
it's trash.
I told you that a shorty bit up my bicep like
Right.
yours, your bicep is torn up, B.
Yeah, that's kind
Your
of
shit
fucked up.
is torn up, bro. Like I'm looking at your bicep right now, and she must have been in like orgasmic heaven, my friend. Or what do you guys have? Vishnu? What is it called? What y'all? You only got heaven. What do you go? Nirvana. Orgasmic nirvana.
Okay, right.
Wait, does she believe in nirvana too?
She's sick, so I know they believe in reincarnation also. but-
And Akaash was saying Sikh, which most of you might know. Sikh. These are the Indians. They have the turban, the bracelet.
yeah,
Kada.
and they're not Muslim, so if you want to be racist, just do it right.
Get your racism accurate.
Yeah. They're not the ones you're afraid of. But yeah, so I don't know what they believe in.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, I have this massive black and blue on my bicep.
Right.
Okay.
Massive black and blue.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, it just happened during sex. Shorty just bit my arm. What are you thinking that happened that night?
She's in the biting.
She's in a biting, but why? You don't bite because you're not, not having.
Maybe
a good
she's
time.
bored and she's ready for it to be over. You know what I mean? I gotta get this motherfucker off
God
me.
damn, man. You're that pessimistic about your dick game, bro? Like, damn, bro. I would lie at least, bro. I ain't gonna lie detect you. Like,
Damn, son.
I gotta look for proof. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Snapping turtle dick. Turn your girl.
Oh, Jesus
Maybe the
Christ.
dick is so bad it became like a rape defense. Like, just get him off me.
Ha! Fuck,
This is.
shit.
I think this is Akaash's genius marketing. I think this. He's been talking about
He's
how
underselling,
trash is it.
bro. He's
Yo,
underselling like a motherfucker, bro.
I think Akaash
I've
might
seen this
be-
move many times before.
son, you might have the like.
I don't mind this narrative being out there.
Nah,
so
bro.
fine.
King Kong
Akash, I
PP.
think you got something down there, bro. I think you packing a samosa.
You got that King Kong, bro.
You packing the samosa, B. Real talk. You might have
The
something.
samosa's not big.
It's
so
not?
sure, yeah.
I thought it's fat.
Yeah, it's like a triangular
Yeah.
shape.
It's better to be fat.
Yeah.
It's better for it to be fat, bro.
Wait, they like girth more than length?
Girth is where it's at, bro.
Is anybody out
Yeah,
there that doesn't
stretch it
like
out.
either? That's my kind of bitch.
Yo,
Hey.
Alex, can you grab Leah? I think she's at the door. Yeah.
God.
Yo, hold on. So you skinny and short? No, I think you're lying. Look at Akaash's buys. Akash bit like
lying,
Chris
dog.
Paul. You know how
lying.
Chris Paul don't have like definition in his
Yeah.
arms, but he's still got muscles?
Yeah.
That's you, bro.
That's
Dude,
your
I
penis.
think you don't want to know what I think you do, bro?
What's up?
You know what I think you
What's
do?
up?
I don't even think, son. I don't even think you do a regular missionary,
fuck.
bro. I think you be picking her up.
Oh,
And
word.
let her wrap around
Word?
like that. And I think you do it straight vertical.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
No chance in that. And my girl little. My girl little.
I was reading his face. I'm like, where is he gonna take this? Where is he gonna go with this?
So you don't do
Oh
that.
my
You don't-
God.
I mean, I could probably do the pick like from the waist where you pick up and
Yeah.
they're like their legs are straight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I could pick up like that.
But what if she wrapped the legs around you to kind of hold it down, to lock it in?
With that, at that
Oh,
point, you
God,
gotta like.
we didn't talk boogie. Did we talk boogie? I'm sorry for changing the subject. I don't know. Alex left and I
don't mind.
fucking forgot that we're still
I don't
taping. I
mind.
thought we were just talking.
I'm just trying to learn about Akaash's fuck life.
I
You
really
know what I mean?
don't. I love Akaash, man, but you know you
fuck
can.
life.
I'm a Cass.
Yeah,
It's very unexciting.
it is. It's
I'm
not.
a faithful man.
It's not really as
Mediocre
exciting, man.
dick.
We have a friend. We have a
Best.
friend.
Hey.
It's in the building. You're gonna
Hey,
join
send
us in a
people walk
second.
in.
We got a whistleblower,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
a rebel rouser. Is that another term?
Is that the word?
What's another one? I don't know. I don't.
Whistleblower. That's
Whistleblower is good. Whistleblower is good. Yeah, we're gonna have. But anyway, she's gonna come on in a second, man. She's
Yeah.
been talking crazy, beefing with all these chicks on Twitter, man.
Oh,
I
nice.
love Leah. Leah's a beast.
I love
Okay,
some good
so
old Twitter
but we'll
beef.
talk about you in a second. Right now, we're talking about Akaash's fuck game. Akash said, yeah. What? It's July 4th. You don't love America?
hangover yesterday.
That was 2 days ago. No, that was yesterday. You're right.
Yesterday.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. But then I got better. So look. Anyway, we're back here. Boogie Cousins joins the Warriors.
Yeah,
basically
really.
he's getting paid to rehab.
Didn't even let Braun's decision fucking breathe for a day. For a day. And that's when, usually when we record earlier, we can slide.
It was
with
a day.
few
It was
things.
about a day, exactly.
It was just.
Sunday
It might have been 24 hours exactly.
Beyonce and Jay-Z dropped, and then XXX got shot.
Oh my god.
That's the same exact situation that happened, right?
Yeah,
It was
it is.
everybody was hype about J and
Yeah.
B. Then Triple X got shot, and people were like, "Who's J and B? We don't know."
I think the more apropos comparison is like the Nas album, the Nas and Kanye drop, and then like 8 hours later, Beyonce and Jay-Z drop out of nowhere.
I can't get past
I'm
apropos.
still trying to learn the
fam.
apropos, son. I thought.
Fam, come on.
Why
Why
is
is
he
he
so
so
sophisticated? Talk about privilege. What's this?
Yeah.
Verbal privilege, bro.
Apropos,
Your mouth on a microphone. Jesus Christ. It will be all about you in a heartbeat.
Jesus Christ.
Goodness gracious.
Apropos is not a big fucking
It's
word.
just a little.
It's a small. It's
Honestly,
actually
that shit
shortening
is part
a
of an
small
even bigger word that I don't
exactly.
know.
Exactly.
So that's how much I don't know it.
It's
I don't even
shortening
know
a
the
bigger word.
prefix of it. What is it? What's the one where it's smaller than the big? You know where you take the big word, you make it little? What's that one?
Acronym?
I don't know.
Abbreviation?
No, acronym is when it's
Abbreviation.
like all the letters have a little
yeah.
word as well. When you make it
Apropos.
gay. You know how you be taking a word? You know how you be taking a word that fucks pussy and you be like, I'm gonna make this shit gay a little bit. It's so fucking fun.
Slap dicks together.
All right. So Boogie goes to the Warriors. Okay.
Gosh.
Apropos do sound gay though. Like,
Oh my God.
isn't that something gay dude was saying?
Apropos?
Can we,
I just don't think this conversation is apropos.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Apropos.
We're not
Ain't
gonna
nobody
fucking
saying
word-
that at
don't know
WWE
what
writing
apropos
session.
Y'all not gonna fucking word shame me again.
Yo,
all right?
real
Fuck
talk.
that shit.
I don't
You
know
know,
what
right there in the
apropos
John
is.
Cena script on fucking Monday. You think a motherfucker wearing jean shorts to say apropos, Kaz?
Yo,
Yes,
in Omaha?
yes,
The
they would.
motherfucker-
Yes, they would. God damn it.
What is the motherfucker's name? The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Hasn't said nothing for 30 years. All he does is roll his eyes in the back of his head. He come in WrestleMania.
Oh, fuck.
The whole place lose their goddamn mind.
Oh God.
right.
Y'all terrible people.
Okay, so Boogie out here in
Golden State.
Golden State.
Yeah. I refuse to believe. Well, I guess they said he didn't get any real offers during the first couple days.
I know
of
for a
free agency.
fact.
I think that's bullshit.
I know for a fact it's bullshit because I know for a fact it's bullshit. Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know,
I'm gonna ask you about that later.
does it kind of kill the intrigue of the season this year, especially in the Western Conference?
Can I say something
Right.
that could be very wrong, as wrong as me talking about shit Sunday? I don't think this move is gonna help them.
A lot of people are saying that.
I
I haven't heard that yet. Everybody I know is saying it's over.
think it's apropos. I do. Like, when I looked at this from a distance, the first thing that came to me was how apropos. Like, there's so much aproposity in this one move that Boogie could even consider going to Golden State. Do you know what I mean? I mean, can I offer you some hors d'oeuvres? Is that also one of those words? I don't know.
Hors d'oeuvre?
Yo, how many languages does Kaz speak, yo? This guy speaks all the languages, man. The other day before he left, he said au revoir. I had to Google that shit.
Don't fucking say au
Fuck is
revoir.
au revoir.
Right.
That's why he hates America. He wants to speak all the languages from everywhere else, yo.
Golly, Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
Guys, rein us in here.
Oh,
Boogie.
fuck. So Boogie.
Yes.
Shit. All right. Boogie Cousins goes to the Warriors. They say he won't be ready to go to like December, January. Boogie himself says he'll be ready for training camp. Steve Kerr says he's going to bring him along slowly, not going to throw him right into the mix. He probably will come off the bench for the first couple of games or whatever, and then, you know, they'll cut him loose. Do you think he stays after this year? Is my guess.
But I don't think he cares to stay after this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's basically saying, I'm going to prove to y'all whatever the fuck he wants to prove.
It's the ideal rehab, prove yourself situation, right? I'm going to rehab and prove myself on the team that's most likely going to win
Yeah.
the championship.
Yeah.
So I get a ring. I prove that I could play a little bit.
he'll probably be played against scrubs. You know what I mean? Because they'll probably bring him off the bench and he could just fucking go nuts against like
on the B team.
second string guys.
Yep.
And
so the question is, this. I think it's a bad move because I believe in how cancerous Boogie is. And I feel like Boogie shifts the dynamic with Golden State. I think
Falcons played really well without him, which is telling.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, so Boogie he's mellow, right? He's mellow with a shittier Achilles.
How fucked up is it that mellow was an adjective now?
I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for everybody to know what that means.
Oh my gosh.
It's
like
it's a verb. You're going to get
ball
mellowed.
stopping cancer for the team. Now, my fear is this, right? Not my fear, but if I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, I think the team operates best when Draymond is the enforcer. He's the tough guy, and he holds the unit together. We had this conversation earlier in the year. Draymond versus Boogie.
Now they're together.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, right? I remember that shit.
Right? And we were like, who wins in that fight?
Shit.
And Boogie is a massive dude.
Boogie would beat his ass.
Boogie was the thing that kind of bothers me about this whole shit.
Bradley Beal worked Draymond.
That's true.
Yo, facts.
That's true. The thing that bothers me about this whole thing is that like Boogie was like Warriors hater #1. You know what I mean? Like there was a bunch of tweets of him like talking shit about the Warriors.
The video
to Kevin Durant, him leaving saying fuck the Warriors, all this type of shit. Like he's been Warriors hater #1, especially since KD got over there.
Yep.
And for him,
he's just trying to make his ex jealous. That's all you're doing.
Probably.
Who's his ex?
The Pelicans.
Rondo.
Rondo went to LA. All right, fuck you.
Apparently, he got a similar offer from the Lakers. Well, he was going to take a similar offer from the Lakers, but
they reached out to a bunch of different teams.
Yeah.
And because every team could, I don't know if it's every team, but a lot of teams could offer the exception.
Mid-level
right? It was a mid-level exception. Even if they're at the cap, they could offer it.
Yeah.
And so they reached out to a bunch of teams, and a bunch of different teams all were like, "You're kidding."
Yeah.
Like they were shocked. They're like, "He's going to come for $9 million. Wait. He's not going to just re-sign and take a huge thing. He's going to do 1 year to come back. All right, boom. We'd love to do it because he wanted to play for a contender, and I respect that. He specifically
the Pelicans were a contender. They were, not a contender now with the fucking Lakers and the Warriors and the Rockets and shit, but they were a playoff team. They were a very good playoff team.
They were great.
But
you get rid of Rondo, and then it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Here's what I was going to say. The Warriors are the best when they play a certain style that I don't think Boogie fits, and that's where I think Boogie, not even just small ball, just the rotation of the ball, moving it around.
Yeah. They play best when Steph is the lead dog.
And how much better were you going to get? I think the risk outweighs the reward for Boogie. It's a fuck you, everybody else, look how good we're going to be.
Yeah.
But you were already that. Yeah. Nobody challenged you. The Rockets pushed you 1 series in 2 years. You got pushed
It's the same KD thing. It's like they don't need Boogie, but it's better that they have him on the team so nobody else has him.
There's the option, right? I think they freaked out. They're like, I don't want somebody else to pick up Boogie, especially someone else in the West, especially LeBron
James.
And then we have to contend. Because there's one way that you're supposed to try and play the Warriors, and you do it effectively, and that's you go big. When they go small, you go big, right? Now, you can't even do that against them, right? They put in JaVale last year, and it was okay, but now you have a legit...
Here's my question, though. He comes back, let's say he comes back January, February, I think it's realistic for an Achilles.
Nobody comes back from an Achilles.
Name
one player in history.
Someone gave me one. I don't remember who it was, but I can look it up.
So what happens is when you tear your Achilles, I was speaking to the NBA guys, and they said it changed the physical shape of your leg.
Oof.
Like there are certain guys that tore their Achilles, and their calf is half the size. Even guys who played again in the league, they're half the size that it was.
Yeah.
So they literally have to. It curls up to your knee.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard like
roll
the meat
it back
fucking
down,
rolls into your calf,
and it changes the shape. Your foot just doesn't bend the same. You just don't have the same leverage. Now, Boogie was never a guy who worked off of extreme athleticism, right? You never saw him jumping out of the gym or anything like that.
No,
he was actually
he's highly skilled dude.
He's a skilled. He's like Zach Randolph is less athletic, but he's similar to that vein, like good shooter, good footwork, good skills. So can he come back potentially with his size? Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be the same guy.
And he won't need to be on that team.
Here's my question. He comes back January, February. He's already not the same. Then you got to work him in and then redo the chemistry starting February.
But
quite possibly I'm wrong and they're strong enough and who gives a fuck, they're good. But if you're working in a new guy who needs the ball in February, that could fuck with things come playoffs.
But here's the thing. You don't need to work him in. Like the Warriors are not going to be starving for wins.
Is Boogie going to be happy sitting on the bench in the playoffs?
No,
absolutely. And that's why I think it's
a cancerous situation.
It's a weird situation. You know what I mean? It could be they could win 80 games Or
even if
it
the
could
Lakers
just
got
fucking be
Boogie,
terrible.
It will be a bad move.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to spend too much time on
it's low
sports
risk
here because this is brilliant. This is not flagrant 2. And we need to talk about some big things that have happened this past week. Obviously, Drake dropped.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only person who loves this album.
You might be. You might be.
I've never been a Drake fan, and I've never like taken the time to actually like listen and like it. And it could be this kind of like contrarian.
That's exactly what I was
about
going
to say. It's definitely some contrarian.
Nothing tells me this album is whack.
It's not a whack. It's not a whack.
That's fair. No, that's fair. No, but now there's certain things that I'll tell you that I really like about the album, and I'll tell you why at first listen I think so many people disliked it. I think when you listen to an album that has 25 songs, there's an impatience, right? You're listening to it to get to the next song because you're like, ugh, I got to finish this whole thing. It's 25 fucking songs, right? So when a song isn't that good initially, you are like, next, because I just want to get to the end of it.
That's
when
fair.
Kanye has 7 songs, right? Or Pusha has 7 songs. These guys have 7 songs. You're like savoring every moment of the song because it's literally 20 minutes. The album is so short, you can take time and break down every bar of every single thing.
But that's an outlier, though. You know what I mean?
Son, leave, yo. It's so fucking loud. Jesus, like a child in there. Okay.
No, I mean, that's an outlier, though. I mean, like, the whole Kanye shit and the Kanye rollout, like, that 7-song thing was not the norm. You know, I mean, that was an exception. So, for the Drake project, 25 songs is a lot, but like it's Drake. I'm gonna.
How long was the J&B album?
10 songs.
10.
I think it was 10 songs.
Albums are really short.
Now that you can release songs without having to wait on a label, blah blah blah. I think albums are going to be shorter and more frequent.
Albums are.
I don't know. I think opposite. I think with streaming rules and people being able to be like the Cardi B album was like 18 songs. I forgot. It was a lot of songs, but like a lot of albums now will pack on more songs than they need to just to like game the streaming system and be able to be like, oh, this album is eligible for gold. It's eligible for platinum.
I don't know much about music.
So in order to, because people aren't buying albums,
Yeah,
anymore,
exactly.
in order to be a gold album, they calculate it based on streams.
Right.
Yeah.
So the way you game the system is you put a bunch of songs on there.
So Drake having 25
And if one of those
streams.
songs is like Nice for What, which is already platinum, or God's Plan, which is already platinum, as soon as he puts that album out, it's a platinum album already.
Right.
So you add 25 extra songs, you're shooting into a basket that's already full.
Right. So that's how a lot of people, and that's what I admired about Kanye, is that when he just
didn't
put
give
out
a
the
fuck.
7, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Now Kanye has also decided to potentially do 52 weeks of music. He's going to do a song a week.
I know you
for a
like
year.
that shit.
My man is
that same
he's on the
energy.
Andrew Schultz wave. That's all I got to say. He is definitely on the Andrew Schultz
I
wave.
honestly
I'd love
believe
to
that
see it.
because I know he's friends with Charlemagne, so he probably listens to this podcast, and I know he loves what white people are doing, particularly the women. So,
Respect.
Leah, you're probably gonna catch a DM after this.
Facts.
Respect. Okay, so, but just on the Drake album itself, most people had this reaction that they didn't like it. There is something I'll say specifically about Drake when listening to the album. And I never got this before, and I'm sure this is super late. I'm late about everything with music. I'm the first person to admit I don't know much about music. But I'm listening to these songs, and I'm going, this guy is so fucking self-aware and relatable. It's absurd.
Yeah.
Every line in the fucking song, it's not about his Patek Philippe and his fucking Gucci purse and his loafers and all this other
That's always
shit.
been his superpower. That's always been his power, to be able to be super rich but super relatable. You know what I mean?
He relates on an emotional level because he's self-aware. It's like this guy's been through therapy for years to really understand the actions of why he does stuff, and he's comfortable being vulnerable. He deserves everything he has. And I think on some level, that's why he has such a strong core fan base, is because they know Drake, or at least who he's presenting himself
to be.
but they know him.
And that's-
Whereas a lot of these rappers, they present this image of themselves that a lot of times
Unapproachable?
it's one, unapproachable, but two, they can't even live up to, because eventually you're
It's
not
the
going to have that
anti-Jay-Z
money.
model.
Yeah.
It, in a lot of ways, Drake is anti-Jay-Z, and we'll get into the Jay thing in a little bit, but I just found it so fascinating to really kind of dig in and be like, whoa, this is very personal and kind of like beautiful. The shit is, I've seen like I'm gassing too much, but it's like a lot, it's kind of poetry a little bit.
Listen, I'm curious to know your thoughts, because I'm a certified Drake hater, always have been.
Yeah.
So my thoughts could quite possibly be biased. I tried to be objective best I could, but Kaz, I want to hear your thoughts first.
No, I mean, that's kind of why the whole Pusha T thing kind of tainted the album rollout, because the one thing that people loved about Drake was that he was so relatable, was that you felt like you knew the guy and he was such a personable, type of artist.
No secrets or nothing.
Exactly.
You know everything about him.
So once the whole child thing and the baby mama thing starts rolling around, you start to think like, all right, well, how are you gonna say you love your better than your mama and you have a whole child that nobody knows about? How are you gonna say all these other things about respecting women and loving women, but like you're calling the mother of your child like all these crazy things on record? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of things that don't really add up. So I think critically, there's songs on the album that I really do like. I do think it was kind of jumbled together. It didn't seem to flow really well, and it's hard to do that on the double album. I get that. But it just kind of seemed like he just threw as many songs as possible as he could and just kind of let it be.
How much do you think the album changed after Story of Adidon?
Oh, plenty.
I think
and that I think fucked up a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying
it was a reactionary album
and it felt that's interesting.
If I tried to listen to it with ears as like I didn't hear a Story of Adidon.
You were just being completely unbiased.
Yeah, I'm like, if this was the first time I heard this record, how would I react? Like, if it was the first time I'm hearing him talking about his seed and talking about his baby moms and talking about all this other shit, would I like it? And the answer was not really, because most of the album was him talking about all the shit Pusha T talked about, and it's like he's like covering his own ass, and he's like, I write for all these other people, so
he seemed shook for the first time in his career. I enjoy watching this.
He was rapping with his inside voice.
Watched him be untouchable and hated all 10 years of it.
Yes,
and this is the way Jay-Z is. I assume about business, just the smartest motherfucker in the world. I feel like every one of Drake's industry moves so far until recently has
wildly
been
calculated.
Always the smartest motherfucker in the room.
Okay.
Even after Push drops that, to have a fucking Degrassi reunion on I'm Upset or whatever. Bro, everything he does so fucking smart. And this is the first time I'm seeing him shook.
Yeah,
and as a Drake hater, I do enjoy it. I don't think
he's terribly shook.
But like shaken up, like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Not shook like I'm
this
scared,
is the
like,
first time you're seeing him react to stimulus instead of create the reaction.
Yeah, I think so.
He's on the defensive.
It's like seeing Floyd get knocked down. Floyd's never fallen in his career.
Or at least, you're seeing Floyd get
not
hurt.
knocked out, but fall down. He's going to get up. He's going to be fine. There's still Drake is still
he
an
sold like
all-time great.
900,000 records this week.
He's going to be an all-time great. He's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see Floyd take one spill.
I'm surprised, and maybe it's not surprising. Maybe these young kids do it, but I guess maybe XXX to a certain extent was like definitely very personal in his music, and it was like
extremely personal.
Yeah. So but I'm surprised more rappers haven't seen this wave and then try to hop on it.
I think they have.
Are there certain guys?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's a lot of, J. Cole's very personal. Like Kendrick is personal to a degree. Doesn't J. Cole have a whole
song about losing his virginity?
Yeah, like he has a song about like full.
No, I think what you're trying to say is Drake.
I think there's definitely a class of artists that are a lot more open and a little bit more relatable than your typical, I make so much money, I wear fucking fancy clothes, I got these sneakers type of shit. And Drake and I guess like Kid Cudi and like Kanye were like those first kind of guys, not first guys, but they kind of opened up the floodgates.
Dude, I'll be honest with you, maybe it's I'm an adult and maybe there's these things that maybe kids don't, well then Drake has a way to find a connect with the kids. Mm-hmm. But maybe as an adult, like I find myself more, since I'm more aware of myself, I can relate to people who are aware of themselves.
Yeah.
But then Drake connects to these kids, so
they will worship him to the point. They're like Lakers fans and Warriors fans. They're all the same person to me. Like just blind. They're good, so I'm gonna love everything they do no matter what.
Yeah.
You guys seen this meme that said that line? I only love my bed and my mama. That's his son's middle name is my bed, which means something in Romanian.
Which I think is BS.
It's a fake ass. Google translate my bed in Romanian. It means nothing. Literally nothing pops up. This should have like 30,000 retweets or something crazy like that.
And I was like, is there any proof that this is true?
None. But people are so eager to believe he can't be a deadbeat dad. Yeah. The way he's got these people brainwashed is crazy, man. Yeah. Drake fans and stans bother me more than Drake. It's just what
that's why
I think that's the thing. thing is like, it's just a dude.
Stans will make you dislike anybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And there's so many Drake stands. They're so fucking devoted. My cousin is one. I was teasing about Pusha T. I love Push, and he was just like, whatever, man. I don't really think lost. Whatever. Kanye says he loves Trump. That's Push's guy. I was like, all right, man, you can't just admit he got hit. You know?
Everybody gets punched in the face once in a while, man. And the way he handled it was just kind of like whack. Like you heard from everybody but him leading up into this album, and even when the album came out, he still danced around.
Here's the thing I'll say about this though. After listening to the album and just listening to the bars, because he has bars. You can't deny that he has bars.
Nobody is ever gonna say Drake isn't talented, that Drake doesn't make great music.
So that's a really important thing to acknowledge. He's a very famous person, and a lot of times when there are people who are very famous, we forget that they could be very skilled, right? Like, you look at the Kardashians, and you're like, oh, they're really famous, they're celebs. They're probably not skilled at a certain thing, but there are people who are famous at being famous. Skilled, and maybe that's their skill, right? Yeah. But Drake is skilled in making music, man. Like, there's some very good songs here with very good bars, and
of course, I feel like you could get a great album out of that if you just trimmed it to like 13 songs.
Son, if you imagine you put 7 songs, the 7 that you like better, it'd be a historic album. Absolutely. It would be historic.
Absolutely.
Right?
There's definitely a lot of filler in there.
Kaz actually on Twitter compared it to Blueprint 2, and I thought that was so perfect.
I've heard a lot of people make that. I think Alex, you said a similar thing.
It's exactly what it's like. And it's coming out of a similar situation. Like, it is right after.
Kaz did a play-by-play of every song at midnight.
Oh, listen, when Drake albums drop, that's a Twitter moment. Like, we have like Twitter listening parties. Like, you sign on and everybody's giving their fucking takes on which song's hot, which one's this, which one's trash. It's fun. It's a fun time. So, it definitely feels very Blueprint 2 to me. You know, when Hove went through his thing with Nas after the Blueprint 1, and he kind of took his first real L with Ether, came back with Blueprint 2, did the double album, you know what I mean? Like, it was a lot of filler in there, but, you know, he had a lot of people to address. He addressed Nas, addressed Mobb Deep, all these other people. And, like, Drake is kind of in a similar situation where he's at the top of his popularity.
For years.
And somebody hit him so hard that he can't ignore it. So he has to use that popularity to address it, but for only so much, because he knows his own power. It's a catch-22. Like, his own power, him addressing it is...
So, here's a question.
Is fucking up, you know, it gives Pusha T more credence to what he's said. And, you know, it's... And if he doesn't come back with anything harder than the story of Adidon, then...
Also, I could respond, but I don't want to. It's such a fucking childish thing to say.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. I just want to tell you.
Real quick. So... Is it possible that not responding in one specific song, but possibly responding in bars throughout the album was the smart play? Because now it forces you to be curious about this album, to listen to this album. The second it drops, you're like, yo, I got to find something. He's going to come back at Push for something. Something's going to go on. And now you're getting more spins. Now you're getting a whole album worth of spins because you want to see what the payback was.
But he still didn't respond to Push. He responded to what Push said, but he didn't go at
Push, which is fair. I understand that. And you and I, maybe, and the three of us were coming from like an old school kind of hip hop background where we were like, yo, we want to see the beef. We want to see the battle, this, that, the other. But the reality is people still listened, right? And the Drake stand still liked it. It's almost like Trump. It's like Trump doesn't need the left to like him as long as he's got his base.
The difference is,
I don't think that Drake lost his base. You don't like Drake. You're not going to fuck with him.
I like Drake.
You kind of like Drake.
Yeah.
And if
he's a Drake fan.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of his music.
And you'll listen to the good songs, and you won't listen to the bad songs. Right? It hasn't affected like Daytona or what? Sorry, what's his face's shit hasn't affected.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me feel any differently about Drake.
You're not gonna stop listening to him.
It doesn't make me feel differently about any artist.
He didn't get papoosed.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, we're rap fans, dude. Like, if you take an L, you took the L. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna jam to your records.
Some cats take an L and it's a rap.
Yeah, some do.
Ja was done. Papoose was done.
He was done for a little while. You know what I mean? Like, Ja. Like, here's my thing with that whole thing, right? Like, in 2018, a rap battle can't end you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I farted. So
you know who Drake has to thank for that? Meek.
No, not even.
Drake better take his ass to jail so
Rick
he can give a fuck.
Rick Ross has the. You could thank Rick Ross for that. Once
50 came at him.
50 came at him hard. Once 50 came at him hard, outed him for being a CEO, did all these records, and Ross just kept responding with better music. I was like, nothing matters anymore. Rap beefs don't matter. So I can objectively be like, oh, Pusha T caught the win here. You know what I'm saying? And not be like, oh, Drake's whack now, Drake's finished. Like, no, Drake's never gonna be finished. But, you know, acknowledge that you took the L, dude. Just say like, yeah, fuck it, I took it out. I'm still gonna make these. I'm still gonna sell 1 million records first week out.
This is the brilliance of Drake, and at some point he's gonna start fucking writing rhymes about how he took the L and he's still standing strong. And we're all gonna like him even more. It's so fucking irritating.
Take an L, nobody's too big to take.
So let's go with Hov. I have a theory that Beyonce divorces Jay-Z within 3 years.
Why is this?
This is interesting, and I kind of can see where it's going. I like it.
This upsets me so much. This take, man.
This upset Cass so much he gotta go say he's gotta pee.
Cass leaving on this theory. I have a theory that Beyonce leaves, and I've told you. I think I've told you this. No?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I think within 3 years, I think it might be a wrap. So Jay and Beyonce drop an album. It makes a splash. XXX dies. Nobody really talks about it. We're not talking about any of the songs on the album now. I'm not really hearing crazy radio play. I think we're just now maybe talking about Drake. We're talking about other things going on.
Ape Shit is the best rap song. It's better than every rap song Drake put out.
Really?
I think
okay, that's fair. No, that's fair. No, that's fair. Oh, I think Beyonce is the most talented person in the world.
It's insane.
Right? Now, but what I'm starting to wonder is, will Beyonce maintain the same attraction to Jay when she sees his star start to fade? Right? So, like, what was the initial attraction? I don't know what the initial attraction. I imagine the initial attraction had to do with his power in the industry. I mean, it's not off of
probably his intelligence,
pure looks, his intellect, his business savvy, and all these things, right? But he needs to maintain the intellect and business savvy and success in order to maintain that attraction. You know, like, I don't want to compare Beyonce to like one of the chicks in, you know, the Playboy Bunny girls that was dating Hef, but you know, like, there was a time where those girls were dating Hef. Then they got their own stardom. They got their own fame, right? And all of a sudden, Hef wasn't attracted anymore, right? And they all leave Hef once they're famous. And I think once Beyonce starts to realize, oh, shit, Jay is holding me back. If I release this album by myself and it was just me, this album is still slapping. Everybody's still talking about Beyonce. Because when I drop, it's a fucking problem. And I shut shit down. And this is the first time in a while that I've dropped anything and people stop talking about it in 2 days. This is the first time in my career that's happened. Now she's got to start clicking, right? She's got to start thinking about shit like, wait a minute, is it because I dropped with him? Is he less interesting now? Were people interested in us when he was cheating and I was responding? And now that we're loving and together, is it too nice and fun? Does the nice and fun not sell? Do we need drama to sell?
I'm not buying it. Alex, you buying it?
Absolutely not.
Listen, I can see
3 years, dog.
I'm not saying it's impossible. First of all, a divorce is a bad career look. If we're talking strictly career looks,
let's say Tidal fails, right? Which by all metrics, it looks like it's going to. That's a big loss. That's a big, big loss. I hope it does not. I really sincerely hope it does not. As someone who grew up listening to Jay and watching Jay and seeing him become this massive fucking mogul, I enjoy seeing his success.
Yeah.
But it does look like it's not working out. And it does look like they're running out of money.
That's a $60 million investment to billionaires.
That is... Yeah, but we gotta see, and I don't know how much they're personally invested in it, but it is a big deal, and it is a big L.
I think he took the worth from $60 million to $600 million last I checked. Now that's before I started hearing the stuff about it.
Right, but if it fails, it's $0 million.
All these streaming services are struggling. Spotify not doing great. Like, if you actually look at the numbers, Spotify ain't doing... We think Spotify runs the world. Nah.
Interesting.
So, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't think they... And she's also positioned herself, whether this is real or not, I think it's real, as more than just the most famous person in America, possibly the world. She's just like, no, I am also a devoted wife and a loving mother. I'm a human being. And so I'm not gonna, now this might just be an act, but I'm not gonna divorce my man just because he's getting old.
No, not because he's getting old, but a lot of times once, you know, you see this a lot of times in relationships, right? There'll be a guy who's kind of shitty and the girl is seeking validation, right? And she's going, why won't he love me? Everybody loves me. People love me. Why won't he love me? She keeps on trying to get the love, trying to get the love, trying to get the love, trying to get the love. And once he starts really giving the love, and stop being shitty.
That's a fear.
She realizes, oh, I didn't love him. I just needed his validation. He would never give it to me. And now that he's given it to me, I'm starting to realize, oh, he's not as exciting and interesting as I thought. That is my theory.
Okay,
that is
yeah.
my
Once you turn the bad boy into a good guy, you're like, this is I've seen that happen where the girl's like, nah, I don't know. This guy cheated on me. I was like, why am I with this motherfucker?
It happens with a lot of people, right? It's like, even I'm sure with girls that I've dated, we're like, I'd be like, oh, this girl won't, she doesn't want to date me or something like that. And I really want to date her. It's not because I like her. It's because her not wanting to date me makes me not like me.
Yeah.
And if I can get her to date me, all of a sudden I start liking me again. Enough. Right?
Yeah.
So I want you to date me so I can like me. Yeah. And I wonder if now this new like woke, devoted husband, Jay-Z, she starts going, oh, this motherfucker. He don't even got a good body. You know what I mean? Like, Like, you're not even in good shape. What the fuck? Like, you could be in good shape when you don't want to, when you make me feel insecure.
Right.
But when you make me feel confident and you're not in good shape, I'm Beyonce. I'm the baddest bitch on the planet.
Yeah.
And you gonna eat carbs? Like, how dare you? Nah. You know what I mean? Like,
they just eating dinner at an Italian restaurant, and he gets pasta, and she's just like, that's it. I'm done.
Hey, what the fuck you talking about? Let me give you the blueprint to abs. Okay? Here's the blueprint to abs. All right? Asparagus. You eat some asparagus and to the left with the bread. All I'm saying is you have the baddest
with the bread.
The baddest really woman on the planet. One of the most talented women in entertainment. A bona fide fucking superstar.
Right.
Okay? Jay-Z is no slouch. Incredible businessman.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Right.
Right? Some might say the best, but one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Right.
All I'm saying is, if the love was based on her seeking validation from a guy who never really gave it to her and kind of mistreated her.
Right.
If he starts giving that validation and the blinders come off, then she starts to see certain shit. She might be like, yo, his voice cracks. Yo, you never went through puberty, yo? Why your voice cracking, bro?
This is blasphemy, man.
What's blasphemy?
Yo, Jay-Z's the most respected man, probably second to Obama.
And I like my Duce Palooza check, so I ain't saying shit. Y'all got that, bro.
This is what we're unpacking a topic here. When you unpack anything, it gets dark, it gets uncomfortable. It is okay. This is what this is about.
Are you saying I'm in therapy too much? You say that shit.
I'm trying to explain to people like, oh, you're hexing people's relationship. No, I'm not. I'm talking about what happens in a lot of relationships when you see a massive change. When you go from someone who is, admittedly so on his part, been unfaithful for a long part of their relationship, and something that she had to deal with, and some issues that have existed in her family that were very similar, right, that she's spoken about. And then when that changes the dynamic within the relationship as well.
Yeah.
And there could be repercussions to that, especially when an album doesn't do that well.
Right.
She might be like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, but like, when you were a piece of shit, the music was better.
The album's good, bro. You don't like the album?
I listened to it, but like, I'll be honest, after listening to Ye and like how fucking like that shit was deep, dude. Ye was deep.
I like the better than Ye.
Nah, the Ye album was butt.
Yeah.
I gave it another spin specifically because you were like, you like it a lot. So I was like, all right, great. I like maybe one record on that entire project.
I put my hand on the stove.
Nah.
I sung that good. Yo, I sung that good, Leah. I didn't sing that good.
That was terrible.
To see if I still bleed. Oh, that wasn't that one. Yeah. But I hit on the first one. I had the good melody or whatever.
I heard that shit once and I couldn't finish 7 songs.
Yeah.
7 songs I couldn't get through. 30 minutes.
I like that.
That's the episode of Friends I couldn't get through.
Records on there.
I'm
a huge Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah, but here's what I think.
I was excited for Ty Dolla $ign. I couldn't even get there. Song 5, I was like,
I'll try to tell us something.
So,
go.
Drake has a line on the album that after this album drops, he's out the deal.
Yeah, so he's indie.
So I think he's going to be independent. Jay-Z's on the album, so maybe they're friends again. He goes over the title. They get a major buyout.
I don't think he'll even need to do that. I think
they get a major buyout.
Drake could do his own shit with title. You know what I'm saying? They did a major shit with Spotify. If you looked when Scorpion dropped, They put Drake on the cover of every single playlist for Spotify.
Yeah.
And is Drake enough to save an entire streaming service? I know he's big, but that's crazy.
No,
I think so.
Beyonce can't.
That's what I'm saying. Beyonce can't save. Maybe Beyonce and Drake all drop at the same fucking time. Also crazy, this is a sign the title might be failing. The fact that the Beyonce and Jay album was available on iTunes blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I just searched it like hopefully.
Like Beyonce said it herself. She's like, if I gave a fuck about numbers, I would have put my shit on Spotify. And then they put the shit on Spotify. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's the most Jay-Z slander you get out of me today, guys. I like
Nobody's slandering. Again, this is just
We're not slandering. We're just saying his wife will stop loving him soon.
his marriage is over. It's not a big deal, guys. It's just your marriage.
Just your marriage to Beyonce. No big deal.
Exactly. Yeah, you're only married to the most beautiful and talented woman on the planet, and you're about to lose her. But don't worry. There's plenty of girls with good hair, so you'll be fine. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal, guys. We really coming at Kaz's checks these days, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Can I eat?
You know what I mean?
Can I eat?
WWE, Jay-Z.
I'm gonna keep coming at WWE because they're the ones that make us reschedule all our fucking recordings.
Hey, listen.
If we
That's
record
so
at a
goddamn
normal
busy,
time,
yo.
we get LeBron, we get Boogie, we get all of it. It's fine.
Oh shit. Hey man, I got some shows. Views from the Sis tour continues. Had an amazing time in Denver, man. Thank y'all so much for coming out to the shows out there. Cool show announcement, Montreal, July 27th for the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. I'm going to be there. There's like 30 tickets left. I want y'all to get these tickets. This show is for you guys. I really hope that you guys come out and you guys will get there and that you get the tickets before the show sells out. I don't come to Montreal that often, so when I do come there, I'd want to give you guys the first opportunity. The venue is just tiny, man, so I think it's going to sell out quick. So make sure you go get your tickets, tell your friends, get them. TheAndrewSchultz.com. There's a link for it right there. I'm also going to be coming out to Seattle, and I'm going to do that August 16th in Vancouver, August 17th. I got Jersey. I have Long Island. We just added Atlanta and Tempe, Arizona, and a bunch of other shows as well. Just go to theandrewschultz.com. Make sure you get your tickets. I'm probably coming to your city. If I didn't mention it now, there's many more tickets. There's many more cities that are on the tour, and obviously the European dates are there, so make sure you gobble those up as well. That second London show, we're moving a lot of tickets for that, so make sure you get that quick before that sells out as well. I think the 11th is sold out, but the 12th, there's still a few tickets left. And then all the rest of the European dates, man. Thank y'all so much for supporting everything I do, man. Make sure you go check out the vlogs I've been doing on YouTube. I do a vlog for every city I'm in. So right now I've done Nashville, DC, Denver, Kansas City. Make sure you go give those a check, man. I really enjoy the towns when I'm there, and I go do some cool stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. I always put some stand-up on there as well that doesn't see the light of day on just my regular YouTube, so it's a cool little experience. But, check that out. Thank y'all so much for all the support, man. All right, let's get back to the show. Right now, we got a guest we're bringing on. Okay,
Feats
I want you
strength.
to come on right now. Did you say? Oh, you said feats of strength. I thought you were talking about her feet. No,
no.
Let's right over to the feet.
No, I said that.
I was like, you got some strong feet.
Sure,
listen, you do. You have a nice pinkish nude.
It's pink.
But it's like with nude pink undertones.
It's a light pink nail polish.
Yeah, you're looking good.
They're good toe. They're good toe. They're descending.
I'm very into my manis and petties.
Into your feet. Specifically,
I slather Aquaphor on every night.
Andrew's getting so
that?
turned on right now.
Yeah.
You should have sat somewhere else. Hashtag YouTube, bitch.
It's like Vaseline. It's like Vaseline.
So you just
Okay.
It
Vaseline
keeps
your
them
feet.
really soft.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now,
I tried the foot mask before, like the thing that you
cool.
put on your
Okay.
feet and like it peels off all the dead skin and stuff. It was nice. The lady did it for me. It was
Look,
it's
you
comfortable.
guys should be.
What the fuck did you just talk about?
You never did a foot mask before?
No.
It's
Why
like
would you
it's
shame
like
him for taking care of his feet?
Thank
Are you chewing
Thank
gum?
you, yo. Thank
Do
you.
you not do a podcast?
I chew gum.
Take the gum out the podcast. I mean,
Out the
out your mouth. Thank you,
I know, it's
Jesus.
very Britney of me.
Okay, so Leah McSweeney is here. You guys might know her from hating her on Twitter.
God, thanks,
Yelling at
Andrew.
her for being so problematic. She's very problematic on Twitter. There's always
No,
some
I'm
sort of
fucking not,
always some
dude.
sort of beef that you're causing on Twitter.
I haven't even been on Twitter in months and months and months.
Okay, that's a
got him.
lie. It's a blatant lie.
Got him.
No, it's not.
You've been on Twitter. You've been tweeting this whole week.
This week. But I'm saying before that, yes, but before this week.
I'm not going to have these types of conversations.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
So, but you are here for a very interesting reason, I think. You wrote a profound article that was quite critical about Asia Argento and Rose McGowan's behavior after Anthony Bourdain died.
Yeah.
Now, Anthony Bourdain, we all know, parts unknown.
I'm reading his book right now.
Okay,
Nice.
so you know him. We all know him, but from the CNN show, and he's been on countless traveling cooking shows. Not even cooking, but like food shows, right?
Yeah.
But it was really just like a travel show, kind of great ambassador for America, etc. And
He's
he
beloved by
beloved.
Yes, beloved. Yes, everyone knows.
People
who
who
he is.
love him fucking love him.
Yeah.
because he was more than it's more than just a travel show. Like it was written.
It was about
beautifully.
connecting people.
It was connecting
like
people.
it was a really heartwarming show about just a number of shows where he just like connected to so many different cultures and people. There's something as simple as food.
He
and
used
traveling.
food, right?
Yeah.
But it was really human connection, and
Exactly.
food was the vessel. for it,
Exactly.
right?
Well, he's always been very open about his own problems with depression and addiction. He's been really outspoken about, minority line chefs and like, Mexicans and the dishwashers, everybody that is part of the restaurant that gets overlooked. He was a voice for them when no one else was, so yeah, people loved him.
So he kills himself.
Yes.
How does he kill himself?
He hung himself in France.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah.
What
With
is
what?
it about hanging? Man, motherfuckers hang themselves.
No, yeah. Wait, how do you hang himself?
That's a little medieval.
With a belt from his robe. He was in a hotel from the doorknob. Yeah,
Wait a minute, he did it from the doorknob?
pretty sure. Yeah.
So
That's where else you
that's
gonna
how
do
the
it from?
dude.
Maybe they,
That's how my man in the wire died.
That's the only reason. Yeah, but what?
Robin Williams,
Ceiling fan
too.
gonna break.
so there's
also Kate Spade killed herself that way. I actually think it's like more productive, not productive, but I think it definitely like you have more control over killing yourself if you do it when if you hang. I don't know. It's like something like you can.
feel it.
I don't know. It definitely seems very.
You actually feel the life being taken from you. Yeah, it's morbid as fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a theory that some people have that some of these people ended up dying, but they were really trying to jerk off.
Oh,
Bullshit.
asphyxiation.
So like that guy David Carradine.
Yeah, he did
remember
that.
when he
Correct.
died?
That was a thing, though. That's
That
what
was
I've
like
heard.
a thing. I mean, people hang themselves and die.
I don't know.
to kill
Maybe
themselves.
Robin Williams wanted to jerk off or something like that. Maybe
He
that's
did
how
it.
Apparently,
he
he
got off.
had some. I fucking forget the name, but some like horrendous brain disease.
Yes.
Called like Lewy body
Yeah.
disease or something
Yeah.
like that. I can't. I'm not getting the name right, but apparently it is terrible, and he was in for a terrible life, if not at least next for a few years. And I'm pretty sure there's no known cure. I heard this on the radio and didn't
So
remember
that's why
every
he
detail, but
tapped out. And this
Yeah,
is
and I was just like,
Robin Williams.
yeah.
Okay. So Bourdain kills himself. This is a guy who's had a history of depression, drug use, this kind of stuff. Has he been suicidal? Has he talked about
He's
that?
talked about
Yeah.
having suicidal ideations.
What does
I
that
mean,
mean?
I've also had them, and I'm also an addict or ex-addict, and I'm also have depression and anxiety. So I will say,
You don't have to compete. I think.
no, I'm not competing. Yo, honestly, I'm just saying, like, to actually
And
go
I have
kill
way
yourself.
nicer feet. And
I'm just saying to kill yourself is like just because you have all those factors going on doesn't mean that's why they killed themselves.
Yeah.
Because people kill themselves for all sorts of reasons that don't have any kind of past issues with depression or anxiety, like the fucking taxi drivers that are killing themselves because Uber's taking all the money. That's like a fucking thing that's going on
why
right
don't
now.
they just do Uber?
No, because they paid like $1.2 million
Oh,
for a
for the
medallion in this
medallion.
fucking New York hustle. Fuck this city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Start killing brown people. I
And
care.
like, I mean,
You know what I mean?
the Wall Street guys that throw themselves off fucking buildings and shit because they're like overworked and they like are fucking stressed out or whatever. Like people kill themselves for all sorts of reasons. So even if he didn't have, that's like not, to me, it's not even an issue. It's like, it doesn't matter that he had suicidal ideations before or like whatever. Like we're all fucked up. Everyone's fucked up,
Sure.
and no one is, safe from possibly one day feeling like they want to kill themselves. We have no idea what life is, has in store for us. But anyway.
Okay. So you write this article.
Yeah. I don't like when people are like, depression killed him.
Yeah.
Mental illness killed him. No. don't act like you know. Suicide is really complicated. We don't fucking know,
Sure.
you know?
A lot more people have depression and mental illness than kill themselves. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Right? The vast minority of people that have depression and mental illness end up killing themselves. So something severe has to happen. There has to be like a really specific thing that pushes.
Have you ever seen the documentary The Bridge?
No.
It's about the Golden Gate Bridge because more people jump off that
one,
they jump off that bridge and kill themselves more than any other bridge.
Yeah,
and
they really
it's the
romanticize
documentary
that
that they set up 2 cameras on each side of the bridge and they caught a bunch of people killing themselves. So they like picked 4 people or 5 people and then they go talk to their families and talk about what made them. I mean, it's really dark. But anyway.
Yeah, I can't watch that shit. I'd much rather just make jokes.
Same.
I can't deal with actual things.
Facts. Okay, so you write this article.
Yeah.
And you basically kind of called out Asia Argento
and Rose McGowan. Yeah.
Because what were they doing after Bourdain's death? Now, Asia was Bourdain's girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And Rose really had nothing to do with either of them.
No. I mean, she's like Asia's or Asia's, whatever, friends.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so what exactly was Asia doing or Asia, whatever?
Okay, so June 8th, word gets out. CNN confirms that Bourdain had killed himself. I don't know how I found like that same day photos of her and a dude from the weekend, like in Europe. Basically, it had been like spreading like wildfire, but like the media in like America wasn't covering it. That she had been cheating on him that weekend.
So the weekend he kills himself.
He killed himself on the 8th, which was like a Tuesday or something.
I heard they had an open relationship.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Exactly.
She's going to set the table, and then we'll talk. Yeah. We'll get to all that.
So
just
and look, I've cheated on boyfriends. I've emotionally tortured boyfriends.
That's disgusting.
That's
That's
what?
fucking
honestly,
hideous, dude.
Honestly,
when a girl does that shit, it is.
Stop.
Pregnant pause.
Just stop.
It is. No. It is disgusting to do that. I don't even like when girls do it in the movies.
Yeah.
But men can cheat.
It's different.
Men don't cheat.
It's different.
Because men don't.
They
Men
don't
don't.
cheat.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen you wearing these shirts.
Because it's true.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a whole other.
Can we have a little side conversation?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the men don't cheat thing. I get the bit. It's great. Men cheating.
Dude, you suck all the fun.
Hold
out
on.
of it.
No. Men cheating is.
You can't even have one thing.
Men
It's like a
cheating
lady.
is it's biological. It is it's from every species. Men are trying to fuck everything.
Totally.
Women's genetic
I feel
investment
you.
is way different. So a woman cheating is some emotionally manipulative, horrible.
They just be hoes, bro.
Yo.
That's it. That's all you gotta say.
And hoes for what? That's the next Drake song I want to hear. That's side B. Hoes for what?
So go on. So basically, she was cheating. He kills himself on a Tuesday.
Something. I don't know if it was a Tuesday. I have to look at my calendar. But anyway, it wasn't really. I was like, oh, well, I guess that's kind of probably why. But not like I would ever hold that against a woman ever or a man. Like you
This motherfucker looking at Snapchat videos, bitches right now.
Listen, don't worry about this.
Pay
I'm
attention.
listening.
Go
I'm
on.
paying attention.
You make your own choices. You can't let someone emotionally torture you so much that you kill yourself. We can't blame it on her. Nothing
Of course
like
not.
that.
Nobody's saying that.
But when I saw what she was doing afterwards, I was like, this is some ill shit. This is some sociopathic, crazy. This bitch is crazy.
What was she doing afterwards?
Okay, so a few hours after he kills himself, well, she had deleted a story off her Instagram story too. That's a whole other thing. But anyway, she posted something on her Instagram that was like, quickly. Now, mind you, he has a wife that he's been separated from, but they're like still tight. Whatever. They have a kid. They have an 11-year-old daughter. He has a mother. He has a brother. None of the family is giving any kind of statement. But this chick goes and posts on her Instagram real quick. Anthony was a brilliant man. He did everything with so much passion. She's giving the statement.
Yeah.
He was my rock. He was my protector. I don't know what I'm going to do without him. My heart is just
Probably keep fucking that guy.
Please give his family and me privacy. Okay. Everyone, it's starting. Little Instagrams are popping up now, different accounts, like with photos of her cheating. People are starting to ask questions. Well, why? And like, why is she? People are starting to say, why is she giving a statement? I'm wondering the same thing. Why is this chick giving a statement? That was the 8th. The 11th rolls around. Now, mind you, if she had just laid low,
nothing. Yeah.
she just laid low. Like, if I cheated on my man and he went and killed himself, I'd probably just shut the fuck up and be like, fuck, you know? I just wouldn't say anything. Like, it's just, you know.
The normal person probably feels pretty shitty about that.
That's what I would think. Yeah, you'd probably
even if you didn't have any, you would have to have your friends tell you, like, no, man, it's not your fault.
So within,
You know what I mean?
yes, of
Because
course.
I'm thinking I killed this bitch.
I would be thinking the same thing. Of course, I'd feel really awful.
Yeah.
So the next couple days, her behavior is pretty weird. She's, you know, she's on Italian X Factor. She's waving. She's smiling. I mean, people grieve differently. Whatever. She's wearing a shirt that's
smiling.
She's wearing she's signing autographs. She was wearing a shirt, a Suicidal Tendencies parody T-shirt that said bisexual tendencies, but it was like a suicidal tendencies, you know, with the logo, like the band. Like she was wearing one of those T-shirts on her.
Very
like,
tone deaf.
What
Best case scenario, you're
like
just tone deaf.
What? Okay, like it's bizarre. Posting weird shit on her Instagram story that's getting Bourdain fans, and most likely his family.
Yeah.
Pretty upset.
Yeah.
Like
pretty
what?
upset.
Can you give me an example?
Hashtag staying alive. She's using the hashtag staying alive.
Wow.
She's dancing to the Bee Gees song Staying Alive. She has her daughter rapping to Biggie's Suicidal Thoughts.
Yo.
What?
I'm like, is this an Italian thing? Is this like some Euro shit? Like, I don't get it. And I'm like looking like, what is? That's what I'm saying. I'm all like, this is some.
So hold on, nobody's picking this up. CNN's not picking this up.
Oh my God,
Nobody's touching
So
this
listen,
story.
when she did that statement, all of a sudden, boom, every single media outlet picks that up. Asia Argento is mourning her beloved boyfriend. You know, CNN, Washington Post, fucking TMZ, this, that, everything, New York Post. So now all of a sudden, what about his kid? His kid, same age as my kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy. This poor woman, the mom has to tell her kid, your dad's not coming home ever. And now you have a baby, you have an 11-year-old girl that you can never take that pain away from her. That's all I could think about is that, like, you can't make that better. You just can't make it better. Never. She's got to deal with that for her life, to raise a child with a father who killed himself in another country, never got to see the body, over a woman, most likely. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but probably.
Potentially over a woman.
Yeah.
Potentially over a woman, obviously has a lot of other issues going on to do that.
Sure.
Nah, that bitch is crazy. It's fucked up. Shit.
I know. So on the 11th of June, Rose McGowan sends a fucking email. No, I'm sorry. Her publicist sends an email of a letter, an open letter that she had written to the public and the media, that goes something like, Asia wants me to speak on her behalf. She's too distraught. What are you talking about? She's like dancing to Staying Alive. She's at X Factor. I don't know what you're talking about. I am sitting across from the bravest woman I know. What? Do not do the sexist thing and blame her.
Yeah.
Oh no, now it's sexist?
Yeah.
Oh no, everything we do is sexist if you're questioning. Asia not only had to face her rapist, now she has to face suicide. Another, just this victimization over and over again. Then she goes on to talk about how her and Anthony Bourdain were free birds. They loved, they didn't have borders. Their love had no borders. This was talked about in the beginning of their relationship. Okay. Then she goes on, and this is what killed me, to say that Bourdain had seen a doctor recently, but he didn't take the doctor's advice. He didn't do the work so he could stay here with his kids. Because Asia Argento.
So now it's his fault.
Asia Argento, exactly. But then she says, "Don't blame Anthony."
Victim blaming, eh?
Victim blaming and victimizing. It's all. I'm like, these chicks don't know what they're talking about. They don't really have a point of view. It's just what works for them.
Yeah.
That's it. So then I'm like, then I just start getting nuts, and I'm like, this is crazy. There is nothing even written, like a timeline of what happened. Like, now we know. I started looking deeper into this, and I talked about it on my podcast, and I said, you know what? Since the American media doesn't want to touch this, most likely because Asia and Rose are Me Too victims. That's why the media's too
Can't come
scared.
at them.
Can't be critical of them.
We can't be
because
critical
they
of them
are
because they were raped.
Yeah.
Whatever, raped. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, even that sentence, I know I could never say that sentence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like,
oh, so you just can't criticize someone? That sounds real fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm saying
From a woman is
I don't
different.
give a
From
fuck.
a dude, it's a different
Right, but
thing.
you've also been raped.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, no, I feel. Well, no. Let me put it this way. Yes.
I could tell
I
that
did not
came
know I
from.
was walking against
So
this
maybe if
conversation.
you off Snapchat for 2 minutes,
I'm not on
then you get
Snapchat, goddamn
No,
it. I'm
listen,
quiet and I'm
if
intrigued.
by the definition of sexual assault and what that is defined as now, I've been sexually assaulted numerous times.
Right.
But in my mind, no, I haven't.
That was just the 90s.
Exactly. That was literally
That was the tunnel.
That was that was like, a weekend. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it
we
was
went
like
to-
Thursday.
Foreplay. That's just
Thursday
foreplay.
that was Thursday at the Limelight.
That was
be careful.
Limelight.
Be careful,
And
guys.
that happened
Be
in a
careful.
church.
Be careful. Just be careful. So I'm like, I gotta write about this. I write for Penthouse like an advice column, but it's not. And my editor was like, I'm like, this is crazy. These women are literally hiding behind me too. They're hiding behind me too. I'm like, this isn't okay. So I did a full on, very thorough. People were like, now that this is liable. I omitted shit that I know because I don't want to ruin people's lives. I
Give it to
omitted
us.
shit.
So what was in there?
Give us the hot shit.
Jeez.
Give us the
No,
hot
I
shit.
can't.
We love gossip as a society.
I can't. I just know that.
Give us some hot shit.
I just know that. All right. So there was an Instagram called Justice for Tony, which isn't there anymore. I have all
Tony is Anthony Bourdain.
Yes,
Tony Bourdain.
I have all the screen grabs are in my article, and I know from a source that all those screen grabs, everything Justice for Tony's saying, is true.
So what were they saying?
What were they saying?
Could you give us?
Because this is in the article, so you can tell
Okay.
us.
They were saying that. There was so there's some.
Go.
Promise me you're gonna read the article.
Go.
Though.
I read the article.
absolutely.
Now,
I'm gonna read the article.
I read
Because-
it. You can read it. You go to Leah's Twitter. It's on her
No,
Twitter
on my
bio.
Instagram
Go to
at Leah
Instagram.
Mob. It's in the bio. It's
At
in my
Leah
bio.
Mob.
At Leah Mob.
Okay.
So the guy that she was like
Hooking up
with
getting cracked.
is
Getting
actually
fucking
it seemed like she had met him on Twitter like in April. And he's a French journalist. His
Fucking
name's
French, dog.
his name's Hugo
The
Clement.
only men who cheat.
Hugo, yeah, right.
Because you're not men.
Hugo Clement, and it seemed like she had like tweeted at him. That was like the first like initial like kind of correspondence between them, and then they started following each other, and he started like liking all her shit that day, which you can see it's still there. Like, and I have screen grabs of that too. Anyway,
Was she liking back? That's the move.
she has so many likes. Like, I don't remember if I found that or not.
Okay.
So then
It's a shame that Anthony wasn't one of them.
So May 20th, actually, Hugo liked one of Bourdain's tweets.
The French motherfucker.
Yeah. Wow. So on May 20th, she was in Cannes. Aussie was in Cannes, and Hugo was there and actually filmed her speech and put it on Twitter. And her speech, she tried to shade fucking Ava DuVernay. All right, so she basically used this time that she was supposed to be giving a Best Actress award and was like, Harvey Weinstein raped me here. Like, she just won't, like, it's like, what about, like, if
But your theory is that Harvey never raped her. They had a consensual sexual relationship.
well, no, they did have a consensual sexual relationship, but what she said is that he, like forcibly gave her oral sex.
Okay.
And then she
Gave
had
her oral sex.
He gave her oral sex, and then and then they had a consensual relationship.
Have you heard that
Patrice bit is the first thing I thought you were thinking of.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Because Tyson apparently raped a girl. They were like, "How he raped her?" He was like, "Yeah, he gave her oral sex." He goes, "How you eat a pussy rapey?"
I mean, no, look. Of course.
What kind of rapist makes you feel wonderful?
No, I mean,
Then he goes,
I mean, people can be sexually assaulted on all sorts of ways, including orally,
bit,
obviously. But as you can read in the
You know
article,
how low your self-esteem got to be as a rapist to eat pussy. That's the lowest of all self-esteems of a rapist. Like, you don't even feel like you deserve to feel good. You know what I mean? You fucking no self-esteem having cuck, you pussy. Yo, it is right. Yo, you.
What's lower self-esteem, that or Louis C.K.?
I was thinking that too. Like, you don't even deserve to
I don't
touch
even
her.
touch you.
Yeah. I'll just jerk off over here. No, but would be better. This would be the lowest self-esteem. If you stood in a corner like Louis, but you took one of those back scratchers and then you fingered a girl from the distance.
A phone number one fan finger.
Phone number one fan finger. So you didn't touch her because you don't feel like you deserve it because you have such low self-esteem. But you don't even feel like you deserve to even touch her in the first place. Okay, go back to your story. Okay.
I mean,
told you this flagrant 2 out here. No, brilliant idiots collapsed.
so basically, I don't even know where I was.
You were talking about how she never got raped.
Well, she had
By Harvey
forcibly.
Weinstein.
She's
Ava
saying she was
DuVernay,
raped. It
she's on
was
stage,
yeah.
stuff
So
like
she
that.
said she was had forcible oral sex.
And then she had a consensual
She had a
relationship
consensual
afterwards.
relationship with him for years, and you know he would give her money for her nannies, and she like met his mom, and I mean, to me, it's like very odd. But you know what?
so it
That's not really what
started-
the article is about. The article is about these two women using this survivor narrative to get away with being disgusting. That's what it's about. And when do we start? Why? Just because I'm a woman and you're a woman, I can't criticize you just because you had sexual assault in your history. I can't say something and I can't if you're leading a movement and you call yourself an activist. How are you, dude? When I when the article came out, you should see how these bitches reacted.
I mean,
Yo,
I can imagine.
it was really
Fucking, it was crazy.
It's so funny how hurt people and how like the oppressed become the oppressors.
Yeah.
Because they were saying things to Leah, like they were tweeting at things at Leah, right? They were saying, "Oh, she writes for Penthouse," or "Oh,
Like,
you
that's
can't
such a
you can't
terrible
support
thing,
a woman being sexually liberated.
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
And they started sharing a Playboy article that came out like a day after my article that was basically like the misogynistic blaming of Bansley Bourdain's suicide. Before that, of course. But they started sharing a Playboy article after they're dissing a Penthouse article.
Of course, which is hypocritical in and of its own.
Yeah.
But what they started doing is attacking her character. They bring up shit from her past and like things that may or may not be true, right?
Not true.
Well, obviously not true, but like no, the world doesn't know that yet. So
Right.
they personified it as if it was, right? But what was interesting is they're replicating the same behavior as Harvey Weinstein or any of these other rapists, right?
Yeah.
You go to trial for rape, and what do? They start attacking your character. They say, "Oh, she's
Right
a
away.
whore. Oh, she's a slut. She's been all this slutty shit. So couldn't have been rape, etc." So these girls were supposedly these advocates for the Me Too movement, and those who have been raped and those who have been sexually assaulted are exhibiting the exact same attack and behavior towards you. Just
and that's
because you disagree.
what kind of like got me hot about a lot of the shit that you're saying, and I'm just hearing this for the first time, so I'm just like kind of collecting, and it's like it gives the actual monsters and fucked up people credence because they could be like, oh, see, look at them, look, they don't even know what they're talking about. They're doing this, that, and the third, and it's like if we're not on the level playing field, especially when it comes to something this serious, and you can't have the opportunity to be like, all right, yeah, you might have been through this, but that doesn't mean like you're fucking bulletproof. Like this,
two things can be true.
Yeah, two things can be true,
you
dude.
can
Like
have gone through a horrible sexual assault or rape, and you can also
use that shit.
You can also not even use. You can also just also be an asshole.
Yeah,
right. Both things can be possibly true, and you can criticize somebody if they're being a jerk, and you can be empathetic to them if they've gone through a horrible tragedy.
And the big thing about that is being able to know how to take that criticism. And from what I'm gathering, it doesn't seem like
No, because these women aren't
really-
really advocates, and they're not activists either. They're too opportunist. They're two
What do
fucking
they get out
Hollywood
of it?
fucking leeches. They branded themselves as activists, as survivors.
That's
as
the new move.
It's the new
But how do you
move,
make
exactly.
money off of that?
Because Rose McGowan fucking published a book. Then she
Who gave a fuck about Rose McGowan before this? Did you give a
Exactly.
fuck? Yeah, 10 years ago. When was the last time you saw Rose McGowan in a movie?
What was
Jawbreakers?
she in?
The
She was in,
fucking horrible
the
movie
shit
from
with
like
Sarah Michelle
2003?
Gellar. Was that the movie? I forgot the name.
Oh, no.
Cruel Intentions. Was she in that?
No.
No.
Cruel
Then I don't
Intentions is
even know
fire,
what
though.
she
That shit
was
is
in.
fire.
It was. I love Cruel
So
Intentions. That was
So
my shit.
basically, what you're saying is they're using this to big up their fame, and then they try to sell books, and then they find a way to monetize the
I
fame.
mean, yeah, like I was just looking and like Asia spoke at Harvard a few months ago.
So she's getting speaking
and
fees.
Harvard actually was like, she's been an advocate, she's been a voice for minority women and the LGBT community. You're a voice for minority women? Since when? Exactly. Like, what? Like, you've, like, are you crazy? Like, how? And I'm sorry, but if these people are leading a movement, they should be able to handle someone questioning them. Like, the actual leaders of the movement, I'm not even going to name the women's names that I actually, because I don't want
It was started by a black woman, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's a black woman, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Who I mentioned in my article. And the thing is, and she had come on my podcast, and I had a great discussion with her about assault and like my own and how I felt like it was my fault, but it helped me being like, I take ownership in like what I did or whatever, like passing out like in a strange place. But anyway, so these women are like co-opting this woman's movement who.
So someone had sex with you while you were passed out?
Yeah.
Dude, I am way too insecure for that.
Don't make jokes.
I'm not making jokes. I'm telling you honestly. I'm being so serious. Like the idea of the idea of like a girl.
Guys, let him go.
I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious. It's
and if he swings and misses, he swings and misses. But let him go.
Like I think of this in terms of like, if a girl is not even making that much noise in sex, I'm not enjoying it because I feel like I'm not pleasing her.
I had made out with him earlier in the night.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
Like, this is a good thing. I think you should notice this in men in the future. Like, ladies, if we care that you're listening and care that you're there, that's how you know that we're not fucking pieces of shit and not rapists.
Yeah.
It's like it's like bombing on stage.
I don't know.
Right? Do you know what I mean? Like,
listen,
I'm being dead serious. Have I spoken?
Alex, help me out, Alex. I don't know.
Have I shared this theory on this podcast before?
I don't think so.
This is the weirdest thing, and it's the weirdest thing when it comes to.
I don't want to try to relate to a rapist.
No, it's the opposite. It's like how I know I could never do that. It's the same reason why I'm not into prostitutes. You know what I mean? Because I can't trust your moans. I can trust your moans if we just meet and we want to have sex with each other. I can't trust if I'm paying you money. Are you doing this just because?
I'm not a man, so I don't know what goes through the minds of rapists who are mainly men.
Right.
I don't know. I don't like Camille Paglia, who's like this.
Yeah, love her.
Yeah. I mean, she says it's not about power. It's about sex. So, but a lot of people say it's about power, but she's like, no, it's sex. It's about sex.
Look, I don't know about that. All I'm trying to say is like, and I've thought about this a lot with a comedian specifically that have been accused of rape, right? And, you have like, Cosby and these types of people. And it's so odd to me that somebody would dedicate their entire life to getting validation from people, to getting approval from people, and to learning how to charm people and also be the exact opposite of that, which is a rapist. It is the most, it's something I've been trying to figure out my whole life. Why would you develop the skill of consent? What is laughter? Consent.
Like,
I'm saying you something.
entertained by you. I'm giving you money.
Yeah, but maybe he's just really
Guys, this is why we had to let him go. All right, if he just stopped the conversation,
he would have looked really bad. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
I didn't stop the combo. I was just saying,
if you were like an unfunny comic, and then you just keep on going on stage and keep bombing, I'm like, nah, that guy's a rapist. Because, right? Because what you get off on is the crowd being like, no, and you're like, yes, right?
Yeah.
But
like, no,
Cosby's funny, right? Louis, I mean, I don't chalk up to
Louis
what
was funny.
I don't think what he did was rape at all. But the fact that he was put out there in position like that is he's funny. Like all these people were very funny.
I'll tell you what, being a
Maybe
comedian
it's
is very similar
fetish.
to forcing an audience to watch you jerk off. That's pretty similar.
But maybe it's a fetish.
It's mad similar.
It might be a fetish that they have.
It's the same thing. Louis just was at
work. You know
work.
how many guys asked me if they could jerk off in front of me?
That's so weird.
Hold on.
It's a thing.
How
for
many?
Sure.
I'm like, do you really know?
The last time I was on Brilliant Idiots, we talked about Louis C.K. It was when all that was happening.
Right.
I don't know, a bunch.
But
it's definitely been on like some. I talked about this too. It was like coked up weird dudes. Like, let me just,
But why is it?
Just me.
Were you on your period or something like that?
No.
That's still like
That's just what
not
they're into.
in my mind.
Yeah, like it's weird to try and get into the mind of
a
dude
weird
like that.
perv,
Yeah,
like,
I'm just
yeah.
like, of course it's gonna be. It's supposed to be fucking weird to
Proudly
us.
jerking
like,
off is so weird. I want an audience to watch me jerk. I want the opposite of an audience.
Yeah, like why
I want to find a
is
fucking Al Qaeda cave and go jerk off in that fucking dark recess of the world. Me and maybe a laptop, and that's it.
I really don't. I don't like masturbating. I don't like
That's
masturbating.
the only joy that those
my
Thailand kids that are stuck in the cave have.
No. Stop. Don't go there.
The only joy.
Don't do it. Don't Do it. Don't
Finally,
do it.
we're in a dark cave.
They're kids.
You notice when they found them, they look mad calm, right?
Why is everybody so relaxed in here? What's going on?
Stop.
Bro.
Don't laugh about them. They're babies.
First of all, they're in their teens. I saw a picture of them today. They've got food. They've got things to cover
I'm
themselves.
so upset about that
found
story.
them.
We found them.
I know, but do you understand how hard it is to get
This
them out?
podcast sounds like what it was probably like before Charlamagne had millions to lose. I got nothing to lose, fam. I'm going broke. Fuck it.
They have to swim like 4 hours or stay there till the fucking shit drains.
And
like
they
2
didn't even
months.
get to America while they're swimming. That's fucking terrible. Yeah. you figure, well, like, you know, you're doing all that swimming.
Cubans are listening to this story like, I go be in America right now. What you gonna swim 7 hours? You gonna swim 7 hours and you gonna be in the same place? Not happening for me. It's not happening for me, Thailand. Thailand. Let me tell you, it's not happening for me. If I'm swimming 7 hours, I'm going to get my grandma and bring her back to America. That's 7 hours. Okay, Thailand. Who are these people in Thailand? They swimming down. How you going swimming down?
Oh, jeez.
Let me tell you, if I'm in Thailand, I go, hey, I gotta take a swim for 7 hours. Point me to America. Because I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get to Germany. That's close, no?
Oh, God. You're a terrible person.
This is why you gotta.
You're a terrible person.
This is why you gotta go to the dark places, because the funny is always there.
Why y'all shutting off fun from yourself? This is what time to yourself.
Yo, this is what people. Yo, this is what I was even thinking about, like, you know, the immigration shit at the border where they're separating the families. Like, maybe some of the parents just wanted a night off. You know what I mean? Yo, you don't think, son, you don't think none of the families, hold on. You don't think none of the families were dropped off the kid and they're like, ha ha ha, joke's on you, America. You thought I was gonna babysit your kids. Look like the other way around. Looks like you're gonna be doing some babysitting.
Oh my God. Oh, go ahead, try to kill our career, Twitter. I don't got one.
Oh, God.
All I'm trying to say is, and this is good for everybody who's listening.
That's great. That's so good.
This is what people don't get about comedy. The funniest shit comes from the darkest of places, and it's dark there, and then eventually you get to the funny, but it starts out really dark. You just gotta, don't cut it off before it could grow. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay? You got kids. You never wanted a babysitter?
Yeah, she lost a couple at the fucking border. Lost a couple potentials.
Real talk. You never wanted a little babysitter. You never like, man, I want to. Oh, there's a sick ass mariachi band playing. Like, oye, Hector. Oye, los mariachis vienen. Vienen este fin de. Can you watch the kids? Hey, can you watch?
Usually when this happens, I can like stare back with sports talk, and on this show, I'm just like, yeah, I just gotta let this.
You
go.
can watch Javi? Oh God, what are we going to do?
Oh God,
Whatever are we going to do? Ay, Dios mío, ya. I tengo que mirar mi Vicente. Vicente's coming. I got an idea. America, I'm trying to come in. I'm trying to cross the border. Come and catch me.
I'm scared to laugh right now.
What?
At the very least, we could get this job, voiceover job as Speedy Gonzalez, right? That would be.
Can I put this down?
What?
Because I can't see him.
Only if
there we go.
you just gotta speak.
I know,
into
I'm
it.
mad cute too.
You are actually.
I'm faithful. Stop hating on me. Shit, bitch.
Your eyes
Dude, I
your
tried to
eyes
get me in
are so
trouble.
beautiful.
Huh? All right, bitch, relax.
See, I'm telling you,
No
something
means
about the beginning of the
no.
show.
No means no. Tell her,
Undersells,
Sorry.
man.
Yeah,
Undersells.
sorry.
I'm trying to tell you, this is how he does it.
Look at his bicep. You see his bicep right there?
I
You see the
know.
black and blue on it?
Yeah.
That's from his girl biting
That's a
that
love
shit.
scar.
That's some
Oh, he was
subpar dick.
Wow.
Oh, he was fucking.
Damn.
Yeah.
Those are lovely.
Yo, Leah got some good ass teeth. Look at Leah's teeth.
I'm not looking at nobody else's teeth.
I already like molested Wax. No, I didn't.
Yo,
but like,
there's a video.
It looks like I'm molesting with my eyes. Like I'm like, but I'm
Wax
not. Really,
walks in the room and there's a video literally of Leah. Her jaw drops and then she just goes.
He's very,
Like,
you know, he has an aura. He's like all cut up. And,
Yoked.
Yo, you remember?
I haven't had sex in like 6 months, so.
You told me a year and a half. You be lying.
No, I didn't. I said fucking February, dude.
I haven't been on Twitter for 2.
I meant before this
I go on
week.
Twitter
Also,
right now and see her shit.
No. Yes, because the Penthouse article had to respond to some of these fucking bitches.
Yeah.
Give him that shit.
Let him know.
I had to.
Oh gosh, where do we go from there?
Okay.
I don't know.
Any other really
I
funny
also-
dark premises? Go. You also what?
No, I was just gonna say that like these like when I saw this visceral reaction these women had, and that they were like also like hitting up their friends, like they were tagging Rosanna Arquette, Mira Sorvino, this person, that person, like all these like they're like post this article, which was like another. It was an article that was. Like, I read the Penthouse article and I read that she was raped, and I realized that she's internalizing her abuser by abusing Asia and Rose. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're abusive too. Right? They said I'm the oppressor, but then they started like trying to like get all these celebrities to tweet it. And I said to Mira Sorvino on Twitter, I'm like, wait, you're telling me that she told me I'm attacking survivors. And I'm like, I'm a survivor, and can I just show you?
A survivor? Anybody who watched one of her movies? Bitch.
Yo, hashtag time's up. Yo, there is something that's interesting about all these ladies that are part of this movement.
Horrible movies.
Not only their careers are wrapped up, and I wonder if. Well, there's one argument is they got nothing to lose, so they might as well do it. Or the other argument is now that the sexual harassment is not working in my favor, now I'm going to be vocal about it. Well, when I was getting, my butt grabbed by a director who put me in a movie, then it was okay because I was getting put in movies. The second I'm not getting
Chappelle said something about that, right?
What did he say?
Chappelle said something about that in the stand-up, and he was just like, we just got to be honest about
Chappelle.
I forgot. I don't want to misquote him because it's gonna make me sound fucking terrible.
So we've been misquoting Patrice for the last 3 months.
But he said something along the lines of like, you got to understand kind of the position you played in that too. You know what I mean? Like,
he said somebody's. I think he said
like sometimes. Yeah, it was like if it was fucking Brad Pitt downstairs, the only thing you're gonna hear when they come downstairs is, "Got the part." It's like if it's Harvey Weinstein, looked at him was like, "Oh yeah, he's a rapist." Like he raped.
So you're saying Harvey is guilty of not taking care of his body?
Possibly. But nah, Chappelle said similar things, man.
Look, and I don't want to try to like diminish, like, and I don't want to try to like, there's obviously all different types of abuse of power in Hollywood. Even though whatever, I'm over even giving a shit about any of these Hollywood bitches right now. But in corporate America, in the fucking hood, in wherever, like this shit happens like all the time. But these particular women, I'm just like, I don't get it.
It doesn't feel apropos.
It doesn't.
What a fucking callback. Oh my props.
It's King Hezzy, bro. I don't play around.
I'll take that.
I don't play around. Well, I probably use that shit right. I probably use that shit right, did I?
I just don't understand like why so many white women are complaining.
Bruh!
Oh,
like
I hate white feminists.
I've
been waiting to know if it was safe to say that to you.
I was gonna say, like, I can't say that shit.
Oh my God.
I just like it's that I don't really know what white feminism is, but I think I'm starting to understand it. Like at first I was like, oh, I don't like that term because I'm white and I'm a feminist. So I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? But now I'm like, oh wait, this is it. I get it. Because it's like these as a white woman, I can say, you know what? I think I have it pretty fucking good. Holy shit.
Nate Magnus.
Like I mean I'm fucking thankful. Like I get to walk through the world being a pretty attractive white woman. I don't have to worry about that much shit.
Muscular black men.
Yes. And I don't understand why all these women are like, we're so oppressed. We need equal rights. We don't have the same rights as men. You are a fucking white bitch. You're a fucking actress in Hollywood, living in a fucking mansion with a fucking nanny
What's your Twitter again?
and
I'm
a
follow
fucking
you right
housekeeper.
now.
I'm trying to get y'all two married right now. Andrew, this is your girl right
I told you she's dope, bro.
I'm like, do you not have any friends that are black? Do you not have any friends that are fucking Spanish? Like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand. Yeah, of course, everyone's got
best friend.
Not just because I'm a white woman doesn't mean I don't have problems and stuff, but like, you think you think you don't have rights? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What rights do you not have? Sorry.
I don't know.
That's what
I don't have a dick. I don't get to fuck.
Yeah.
Here's a bit. Very funny comedian, Nathan McIntosh, friend of ours, has this
Shouts
bit.
to Nate.
He says, there used to be white privilege and then everybody else. Now there's white male privilege and then everybody else. White women are so privileged, they privilege their way out of being called privileged. Like somehow they're victims.
I think we have more privilege than white men.
Agree.
Yeah, because we have pussies. So we get to manipulate them.
And isn't that the most powerful way you can look at being a woman?
For me it is, but that's my feminism. Other people don't agree. This is my feminism. My feminism is always like, I have a pussy, I get to do whatever the fuck I want. And of course it's not fair that like, yeah, maybe I have to flirt a little more with my fucking whoever I'm working with to get paid more. I don't know. Whatever. I've definitely done it. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure.
When I knew I was gonna go fucking meet a new, make a deal with someone and it's like an older dude, I'm wearing a tight shirt. I'm going to look my best. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I?
Use whatever
did
you
it
have
help?
to your
Of
advantage.
course, we'd have to
Fix my shit.
Oh, this is great. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Aw, I love Andrew. He's so great.
Thanks.
But and can we? There's some women, I want to be able to have that advantage over men. I don't want equality. Fuck that shit. I want to be able to manipulate you.
That's what's up.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to not be able to use my pussy and my looks and whatever and my feminism and my femininity to manipulate you. How do you think?
Whether you want to use it or not,
the world works.
The world's
It's biological. We're not We're not going to be able to change civilization.
So here's the thing that has always struck me as odd, right?
I'm gonna get so much shit for this podcast.
No, it's fine.
Oh no, this is beautiful.
This is the right place for it.
That's true. That's a good point.
Place.
That's a good point.
Because what we do here, what we've always tried to curate here is a place where like people could have these discussions and have different opinions, and we listen to them and try to be objective about them. We don't curate like Twitter mobs here. That's not what this place is about. Brilliant Idiots or Flagrant 2 or any of the podcasts I'm a part of. That's not what we do. We don't seek Twitter justice or anything. We hear you out, and if we disagree, we disagree. If we agree, we agree, and that's what it is. We have a conversation about it. Now, one of the things about like it being so hard to be a woman in America that I've always been like fascinated by is if it's so hard to be, and I have a joke about it, but if it's so hard to be a girl in America, then why are so many dudes becoming women? I never got it, right? Like it can't, you don't downgrade. You know what I mean? Like if you have the iPhone X and someone's like, "Yo, you want to be a 7?" You're like, "No, I don't want to. I like the screen. I like the flip cam. I like the whole thing." So, like, you don't see the trans community that, like really popping in like Afghanistan or anything like that because it sucks to be a chick. Yeah, right now, there's probably trans dudes in Afghanistan, right? But they're not going, I feel like that woman in the bag, right? They're like, I feel like that woman in America with all her shit that she could do.
In the bag?
Yeah, what bag?
Whatever. The whole
oh my God, I was like, what bag?
I was like, what?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus.
So, whatever. So,
you know what? And
but do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course
like,
I do.
I get what you're saying.
It can't be that bad, yo. Yeah. It can't be that bad.
It's not. And for and even and I really I think it's great to
What? Yo, watch that shit translated means bag. I bet you. Like everybody's like, how dare you call it a bag? Watch me look at what burqa means in Arabic and it's like bag. What else you call it?
No, it means a chosen one, like Drake's son's middle name. You just translated it in Romanian. It's chosen one.
Bed.
You only love my bag and
First
my
of all,
burqa.
I don't even knock that whole idea of like the burqa. I think this is what people don't fucking understand at all. I think we had this conversation, like
you and I have talked about.
We've talked about this, but like this whole idea, like what is looked at as oppressive now started, especially with women, started as protective. It's a protective measure, right? It's we care about women. We want to keep you safe. You're out there in the middle of the fucking desert. There's vandals coming all around from everywhere trying to kidnap and rape girls. Why don't we put you in a bag, right? Just fucking listen. It's thousands of years ago, bro. It's a long time. No, 500 years. I don't know. But why don't we put you in a bag, right? Just listen.
I'm listening.
Right? We put you in a bag,
And
right?
cut out the eyes.
You know, obviously, they can't see you. You cut the eyes out, right? So look, and then all it takes is one dude kidnapping you, bringing you back to the house, taking the bag off. He's like, oh, fucking fat bitch. And he's like, I'm never doing this again. I just wasted my whole day kidnapping a fat bitch. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk.
Right.
Yo, we gotta find a way to hide these women. What can we use? I got some trash bags at home, 42 gallons.
I wouldn't put trash. I think at the time there wasn't trash, right? They didn't have like to-go bins. You know what I
They
mean?
weren't doing recycling.
Yeah, it was just like you ate it and
The
then like,
trash bag was a woman bag? Is that what you're saying? The trash bag was
literally
a wife
in
bag?
the future, they were like, "Where could we put garbage? Oh, that
Look
shit
at this
that Rebecca wears."
Hey, take this shit off, bitch. We got some boxes to throw away.
Oh my god, I have to go.
Me too.
Hashtag me too. All I'm saying is, like, it's easy if we look at, it's easy for us to sit here from the first world and look at these people and go, oh, how awful are they? How oppressive are they to these women? When you go, wait a minute, maybe this came from a time in history where they were trying to protect them.
I think they're very oppressive in the Middle East to women. 100%.
They're extremely impressive.
But I'm saying
He's saying back in the day.
I don't know. It comes from religion. It comes from religion, which was the ultimate way to keep women.
Yeah, but they would like
controlled,
stone.
but
Like they
whatever.
weren't protecting
That's a
them.
whole other
Like
thing.
if they got out of line, they would like.
I'm just saying. I don't know why white women are
stoned.
complaining. Dudes are assholes. I
The
don't
only
feel
thing white
oppressed.
women always say to me is, do you know what it's like to walk around in constant fear that any man could rape you? Look at me, yes. You know what I mean? Yes. I got a pretty good idea. You know what I mean? Any one of you three want to take this butt is yours. You know what I mean? What you really gonna do? I don't want to hear no white women use that shit on me.
More of than I am.
And I'm beautiful.
You're gorgeous.
I have a very pretty face.
Totally.
Funny, dude.
I
And a
didn't know
soft,
until I
rapeable
sat
body.
here right in front of you, and I was like, "Oh wow."
Very
I mean?
tender skinned
That's
man.
funny, dude. That's a funny idea
possible.
for a bit. I would. That's just
Lately,
great.
I've been having to tell my daughter,
What?
soon
Akaash could be very easily raped.
he could be raped. Yes, and we
wanna
have
go
to
rape
protect him.
somebody.
No, I've been telling her, hey, soon men are gonna be
Trying to
looking
hit
at
on
you.
you. Yeah.
And it's gonna be weird. Like, if she sees them looking at me, and she'll always be like looking back at them, like, he's still looking at your butt. Look at him. And I'm like, yeah,
What
well,
butt?
soon.
Yo.
First of all, I gained like 10 pounds of muscle in the last like 3 months.
You did?
I gained 10 pounds.
Okay.
Really?
Yes, of muscle. You should see my
Andy,
fucking
you might need to
thighs.
use her personal trainer, bro.
I could like
Yo, I
fucking
know, 'cause I'm
strangle you with
losing.
my thighs right now. Yeah, it's
Okay, good for you. Good.
anyway. So I have a butt. Okay.
Right.
Anyway, I have to be, having honest conversations with my daughter, who's 11, about what it's like to be a woman in New York City.
Got awkward, didn't
That's
it?
it. Sorry. I mean, I don't know.
Protect the kids. You know. What I
Yeah.
mean? Now, let me ask you a question. Do you monitor what she wears?
Of course.
So you get the Muslims.
Yeah, who knew the joke was
I guess
coming?
I kind of,
was worried about
actually,
the
you know
caption.
what? I guess I do. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And you don't do it to oppress her. You do it to protect her.
Yes, I do.
Right? It
Of
comes
course.
from a protective instinct. Eventually,
I don't
she's
let her
going to view
wear
it.
certain nail polish.
Of course,
things like that.
she's going to
Yeah.
eventually view it as
Oppressive.
oppression, right? But
course.
you are protecting her from what you know could happen out there in the world, right?
Yes.
Now, any guy that does that to her, it's not because she dressed like that, and she should be able to dress whatever way she wants, right?
Yeah.
But you go, hey, there are weirdos out there, and if you were dressed in a certain way, you might catch their eye a little more than somebody else.
Yes.
And that's the conversation that's so hard for people to have. All these, like, the whole slut march is based on this idea, like, just because a woman's dressed
I
a
have
certain
no
way,
idea what the fucking slut march does. Like,
it makes money.
like the slut walk.
Yeah.
I guess.
Does
But
it
it's
make
based
money?
on the idea. It's based on the idea that, like, if a girl dresses a certain way, she's asking to get raped. No, you're
of
not
course
asking
not.
to get
But
raped.
yes, of course, I know. Depending on what I wear, I'm gonna get more looks than not.
So
I mean,
you want to
obviously.
limit looks because limiting looks
or I'm
limits.
just gonna, or I'm gonna wear what I want and just fucking keep it moving and be like, all right, yeah, there's dudes that are like, what's up, mommy? But I'm not gonna pay any attention unless they're hot.
What's up,
No, I'm
mommies?
kidding.
You have gained sin. If you were getting, pardon me, madam.
No, once I had this like nasty fucking fat white dude be like trying to talk to me, and I just kept walking. He was like, "Never mind, you're ugly anyway." And I was like, "Wow, this is what happens when you don't say hi back." You know,
well,
but
it's in New York.
yeah, exactly.
Wait, that's
how I
only
knew
happened one time?
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
knew that catcalling video
Yeah,
was fake,
actually.
because there was no.
That's like,
That-
fuck you then, bitch.
That's what I was like. If it's a real catcalling video in New York City, you're gonna get at least then. Then fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck you, then, bitch. You need at least one of those.
Yeah.
I thought that
least
cat calling video was like some of the nicest things I've ever seen
Hi.
in New York.
Hi, hello.
All they were saying was like, "Oh, hey, you look great." I'm like, dog. I'm like, this is it. I'm like, this is the one that's going
No, but I
viral.
will have to say,
This
The
shit that
PR
I'm
video
telling
for New
you.
York.
Holy
it's pretty
fuck.
annoying.
Of course,
very
it's
annoying.
and that's all it should have been. It should be
Yeah,
like,
it's
look
just
how
annoying.
annoying
It's
it is to be a
annoying.
woman.
It's annoying.
But don't make it seem like it's something that it isn't. Like,
What's
they
more
weren't-
annoying?
It's annoying, but again, we're here to fuck.
Yeah.
We're here to have kids.
Yeah.
We're fucking
Biologically.
sexual
Biologically,
beings.
yeah.
So this is how it works.
It's funny because liberals will shit on conservatives for not believing in evolution.
They're the most- no,
but
no.
everything
Liberals
they
are
want to
the
believe
most-
flies in the face of evolution.
Liberals are the most Puritan, fucking weird people that are like anti-sex, they're the most unliberal, non-liberal,
love
whatever the
sex.
word is,
Yeah.
people. It's so strange.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Sex is awesome.
You act like evolution is basically men are this and women are this in every species, and then you're like, no, but we're the exact same. But how could you not believe in evolution, you idiot? You don't believe in the foundation of evolution, which is men try to fuck everything, women don't. That's like the number one rule in evolution. It just blows my mind that they think they're so.
Yeah,
evolved.
and now
It's the
that I
same
think about
shit.
it, I guess women do cheat. I'm thinking about my own cheating. It's
course you
definitely
do.
emotional.
Yeah,
it's
of
been
course
like
it's more
emotional.
been
Of
on
course
some
it
like, yeah, I'm
Horrible
doing this
thing.
shit to spite you,
Yeah, it's a horrible
motherfucker.
thing. It's why it's worse.
Look,
I won't even let them find out. I'll just do it, and I know, like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
that's
Sorry.
gross.
I know.
It's disgusting.
I know, but the
don't
boyfriend
really
I'm
wanna
thinking
talk
of
about
was
it. I don't wanna
was
talk
awful
about it.
to
Yeah.
me, and he deserved it.
Why don't you just break
Break
up
up
with
with
him?
them.
I did eventually, but
After cheating on him.
Eventually, after getting
I
your
had
nuts
to
off.
It's horrible.
a bunch of times.
You guys are still a great couple, though. I still like you guys together.
No, it's horrifying.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
could just be cheating.
Wait,
on you.
actually,
That's actually true.
my friend I was just
You're
talking
right.
to
I
said
take it
me
back.
and you would be married if we had
If you ate butt?
If we had
Do you eat butt? Because
You eat butt?
that's a big deal for Andrew.
I have a couple times if I'm in love.
I'm
yeah.
into butt
Oh,
now.
if I'm in love, I will eat your
You eat
ass.
butt?
Oh yeah.
Mine is
I'm
good.
honestly excited about this.
Y'all need to make this happen.
no.
Yeah, absolutely. Like y'all should. I mean, just give it a shot. What's the worst thing that happen? We should
just give it a shot,
Y'all
man.
both
We
free
should give it
thinking
a
people. Why not?
He has a very
Give it a
hairy ass. Would
shot.
you mind? If you're in love, you're okay with
I
it?
would, doesn't matter.
You got his
Yo,
toe
this is
preference?
the
Hey,
one.
can you imagine what my ass would look like? I bet you can't even imagine.
I just can't imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
He definitely got his toe
Yeah.
preference.
Yo,
I
right?
didn't even know about like toe preference until he broke it down. I was like, oh, you got his type of toes.
He might
I'm
have
like,
just been
okay.
describing your feet.
For
all I know,
the Andrew,
That's
I had
it.
to do so the
Hey.
feet were
Just keep
proper.
her away from wax and you good.
That's right. I got to put her in the burqa around my.
I don't think I could. He would exhaust me. I think we would be
Andrew or
constantly.
wax?
It would be like
Oh,
I would be like we would
sexually
be able to
exhausted,
sleep.
right?
We would
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
be talking and arguing or fucking whatever. Like it would be all night.
Yeah.
Just like exhausting.
Probably better as friends.
Probably yeah.
No, that
I don't
goes.
believe this for a second.
All right,
No,
I
but my
gotta
friend
break
said that
out
if
soon.
we were
You're touching my
in
leg.
a, you're wearing shorts, dude.
Stop looking at me.
Yeah, it turns you
Those
on a
are
bit.
fucking
right?
My
America.
friend was
Shows
like,
the
if
thigh.
you and Andrew had both grown up differently, like he was like a gas station attendant and you were the waitress, it would work. But because
we need
of
to
what
be,
you
like,
guys
working
do,
class?
we need to be like living like out in Montana, just like on some like real regular like.
Yeah, and you also not need to be like a cheating
What
whore.
now?
How about that? Is
Let me say,
That
I
did
didn't
fuck
cheat on.
up.
Listen, but the boyfriends I had that I respected, that was the problem. I didn't respect him. Well, I don't respect you, but I'm still with you trying to make it work. I will cheat on your ass. If I respect you, which I've been with a few men that I've respected, not
Only
that
a
many.
few, huh? God damn.
Well, no, my longest relationships are the ones I've respected the most, and I never cheated. Of course not. I
And
would
you ate
never.
all their
Did
butts.
you eat their butt? Damn it, you're good.
if they let me, but
Friends, buddy.
like
Some guys don't let.
No.
Do you penetrate? Your nails are too long.
Ew, no, I had one boyfriend that made me, I hated it. Oh, I don't like putting my finger in a guy's ass. He used to make me do it all the time.
Andrew doesn't want that. He just wants you to penetrate with tongue.
You don't have to penetrate.
Penetrate.
Don't penetrate with
You
tongue.
gotta get a colonic first.
No, don't penetrate with
I
tongue.
thought other
What
people
about
would
do
laugh.
you
It goes in a little bit. It goes in a little
Do you
bit.
eat butt? You don't
funny
eat butt.
joke,
You're
Kaz,
not
on his
into
fucking
eating
I don't
butt.
eat butt.
You do?
Fucking go, dude.
I eat
Shit.
butt?
No.
Cass, who DMing you? You keep checking Instagram.
Yo, stop. Mind your business.
You're on the podcast right now. This business.
It's the 4th of
This
July.
business.
I just got home. I got
Kaz
shit
gotta
to
go
do.
party. Kaz gotta go party.
Kaz-
Let's wrap this up.
I just got back from fucking
thank y'all-
Omaha. I think I want to stay here any
Thank y'all
minute
so much
longer.
for coming out. Thank y'all for doing this.
God bless America.
God bless America,
Yo, happy 4th.
man. Happy 4th of July. Thank you guys so much for listening to Brilliant Idiots, man. If you want to find Leah McSweeney, go to
At Leah Mob.
Leah Mob. If you want to find
One
Akaash
B,
Singh,
right?
Yes.
Okay. At Akaash Singh, I got to spell it out for y'all. AKAASHSINGH. I look forward to your hate tweets.
Yes.
and Kaz, if you want to find Kaz.
Yes. At Real Life Kaz on all social platforms, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I don't
All
think
that
that's
good.
national
Also
anymore.
listen to my podcast, Improper Etiquette.
Oh yes,
Word.
she got a podcast. Make
Yeah.
sure you listen.
Oh,
to
shout
that.
out to Laura Styles. That's who I know you from. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Small world. All right. Makes sense.
All right, word, man.
And listen to Flagrant 2 every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, Flagrant 2. Make sure you listen and subscribe. Thank y'all so much for listening. Peace.